Hello everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube in all its infinite wisdom has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode.
Yar her fiddly dee. Being a pirate is all right to me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Die Party, Dead Man's Crest, your weekly, and I mean gosh damn it, fucking weekly, role-playing experience where pirates be pirates.
Because it happens during the week, you see.
I mean, you say that, and you are 100% correct, but we're also very much weekly. We do this every week, same time, same channel. Time zones get fucked, because we do it every week.
Yes. Never missed one.
Never
in
missed
100 years. Before the invention of the internet, we were doing this show.
Zero deaths.
Just couldn't see it.
So, yeah, this is a 7th Sea 2nd edition role-playing.
And it's always been 7 Cs as well.
Bonanza. We haven't changed it. We haven't changed GMs. We haven't spent weeks on a boat doing nothing. Rest in peace, wreckage. Yeah, no. Hey, everyone. Welcome back.
There is no little man.
There is no little man. So next week, my good friend Arthur Perkins, aka AP Gaming Real, will be joining us on the stream. So we got some. We're gonna be interested to see where the team lands at the end of the session. So yeah, let's go around and introduce all the booty boots. And you guys are in the wrong spot. So, but don't worry, I will change that for you now.
Wait. Which spot am I in?
You're in
Nice.
the
I'm Bjorn. I'm
Everyone's
Bjorn
in the wrong
Stenson.
place.
Hi, I'm Pryler. You can find me at twitch.tv/Prylor.
You know, the thing is, I actually did set the cameras up, right? I set them up. And I didn't... I was like, these all look nice. Sweet. And then I just went back to talking to you nerds about shit in the pre. And I didn't realize that they're in the wrong spot. So that's on you guys for being so gosh dang adorable.
Yeah.
Eric, son of Eric, a.k.a. Eugene, my man, how's that delicious sandwich of a booty?
Okay, so I haven't had dinner, and now I am super hungry.
That's what I do.
So mid-show, I will leave without saying anything, and I will come back and basically be shoving food in my face. So just know that is what... This is the path that you have led us
You have
down.
wrought this on yourself, motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good.
Lied to me, daddy. Lied to me.
Yeah, I've got a very stressful job and a sick wife, but the wife is getting better, and my boss is going out of town for 2 days. So
Party. Okay. Yeah.
two days where I only have to work really hard, not really, really hard. Feels good, man. But hi, I'm Eugene, and I'm looking forward to playing Eric, son of Eric, the no can drink cursed fat man, who has tried his dangdest to make friends with fellow pirates and not murder people. Unfortunately,
To be fair, man, if you haven't been drinking water, you would have lost a lot of weight.
I eat double to make up for it. I was the cook.
It's true. And you can't trust a skinny chef, so...
You can't trust a skinny chef.
No, you cannot.
But yeah, constantly thwarting my plans for non-violence is the man that I used to be before the cameras got moved.
Bjorno. The pasta maker.
What, me?
What up, sir? How you doing?
When I like to fight all the time. Is that what
I mean,
you're
that literally is your character,
Well,
right?
I literally talked a guy down, and you didn't like his response, so you stabbed him. So yeah.
Do you ever
Yeah, I
get
guess that is true. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I?
Do you ever get Do you ever get like compared to a rabbit in headlights, Prilo? Because that's what you look like.
No. Not most of the time.
I just did.
James with the fucking British bants, man. Oi, you're
yeah,
like a
I'm
moist Tim
Prilo.
Tam, motherfucker. You're like a soggy biscuit.
Play Bjorn.
What's getting a
Benson.
haircut called again?
Bash.
Yeah, did you get a hair bash? That's right.
I did not get a hair bash.
Oh, good stuff.
Fuck you, Yankees.
Did you get a hair bash?
Yankees,
James?
mate. Come on. I'm part of the fucking colonial marines, you know? I'm
And
good.
listen, we won the war. Don't be mad.
Don't be British on me. Yeah, what were you saying, Prowler?
I said I just play Bjorn Svensson, and if you want to follow me, wait for the outro, because then that's when I'll tell you where to find me.
Shit. You have to wait a long time. That's like 4 hours from now. Damn. Speaking about dams, let's go over to the dam maker himself. James Dam
Is that a
Jimmy Chambers. What up,
Is that
sir?
a fat joke?
What? No, I
You're
mean...
calling me fat? I am fat, but hey. Well, hi, I'm James.
I don't know if you've seen the rest
James
of us,
Cork.
okay? But like, you know, we're pretty bulked.
Growing a beard.
Oh, okay, Prylor is half a twig with arms.
Yeah. And I'm Muscle Macbeth, and Eric son of Eric is literally Sandwich McGee. So, like, you know, we're all dam builders here, brother.
Okay.
What's up, James? How you doing, man?
I'm alright. Obviously, like, just a few personal issues going on at the moment, but yeah, that's why I haven't streamed as much as I have used to.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, a little bit tired. I've got a coffee on the go, so hopefully that helps.
Fuck
I've
yeah.
just put some food in me, so hopefully I'll get an energy boost. Other than that, yeah, I'm playing Samuel Stone, the big dumb brute of the crew.
Yeah, well, we are all big dam builders here. So, hey everyone, welcome back to Seven Seas. Last time we played, we left off in a interesting situation. We were fighting Samosa, the captain of the watch, and his 6 brutes. 7 if you count the man inside of the pillar in the middle of the room. You see, this island, it has 3 places on it. And those 3 places are places of power. If you control a place of power, you control a third of the island's potential. If you control all 3 of them, and you align them in a common goal, you can create something ultimately very powerful that, for the most part, stays within the radius of the island's magic. Having worked that out, our players set off to conquer the 2nd place of power from their former captain and friend of the sea, but probably not the friend part. They approached the 2nd place of power, convinced a group of ne'er-do-wells to join them, turncoat, if you will, and they proceeded to combat those who decided not to turn their coats. As I said, 7 brutes, aka people of no name and very little power, and 1 villain by the name of Samosa. He put up quite a struggle, and you know, the allies of good and just managed to talk him down from fighting. He put away his weapons, only to be head bobbed by none other than Bjorn Svensson. Svensson. See, I made you say it wrong. Svensson. So now that's where we pick Riot back up. And we're going to, right now, we're gonna roll to see what our players are going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Let's continue where we left off. So, gentlemen, Samosa has once again picked up a weapon, drawn it, and is ready to go hoedown on this showdown, he first says,
Eric, son of Eric, I thought you to be an honest man, but you appear to be nothing more than a swine of the sea.
Was that a fat joke?
Well, I didn't stab you.
Aye, but you can't control your friends, and as far as I'm concerned, that's as worse as anything.
so he's going to, do what he can. But in the meantime, gentlemen, how would you like to proceed? Remember, you can tell me your approach, and that approach will allow you to roll for your risk. Now, since this is the start of a session, everything you do will be a unique thing. So you will get a bonus die for the first time you do something. What would you like to do? Do.
Aw. The character sheet's not loading fully, so I can't see the thing in the upper
Oh,
right.
let's remind everyone what everyone's stories are, by the way. Personal stories. Mostly for my sake.
I'm trying to make some monies.
Right.
My village got ransacked. I gotta help some.
So, basically, anything that you guys decide, like if you work on getting something of value this session, what's the what's the cost of that? Do you know?
I believe you said it was a 3-step
Did you-
story.
Did you write it down?
I mean, I might have. Give me a second.
Check your bio. I'm looking at your sheet right now.
My bio was blank, so I don't think I wrote it down.
Maybe write it in your bio, just so you know.
Well,
For the
mine's a
future.
4-step for a specialist. Acquire smithing knowledge.
Where did you put that, by the way?
That's in my character history. On the bottom.
Okay, acquire smithing knowledge. So last time, I think we did. Did you mark down? No, we didn't make the step. Right, your first step was going to be getting into the flower place and then trying it yourself, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. And James, where did you end up going, Samuel?
I got to create a friend in the group that he had washed up on the island with, and it's 1-step thing, and the reward is first dot in convince.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you don't need to roll convince on anyone, but you just need to like actively like do a scene of role play where you, Samuel Stone, man of utmost intelligence, get convinced that you have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all you need to do. Yeah. So what are we doing, fellas? What's our approaches?
Wounds are cleared, right? Not dramatic,
How
but
does-
normal.
No, we're still in the scene, so
Okay.
How do we do player like versus a player?
the same way you do anything else.
Because I want to intimidate Bjorn to step back, to step down.
He already stabbed him. But
Yeah, the stabbing had happened.
yeah.
He spent his last
is
raise
already
and
rearmed and is.
Well, I can't convince him because I ain't got any convince, so that's pointless. I was
I mean, you can still roll it. Let's be clear. You don't get any bonus die for it, though. Right? I mean,
Well, I mean, it would be the first time you tried it.
I mean, he's got you there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and convince. Samuel's gonna try and convince the two to back down because it's not worth.
Now, it's worth. Remember, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons, right? You don't get to roll again. Like, basically, you'll have. If you roll this and you get 1 raise, that's the only thing you'll get. So, what I might suggest is say what your approach is going to be, then break that rank and convince. You spend a raise to convince someone to do something. Remember. Like, this is how that game works. Like, you can anything outside of your approach costs you 2 risks.
Okay.
So, but
Right,
if you
well, I'm
do
gonna
something that has a lot of risks.
I'm gonna try and intimidate the two to back down,
Okay.
as in put their swords away, and you know, it's not worth fighting over this.
All right.
And that's going to be my approach.
Cool. So,
Using my size and my large physical impressive form. I mean, he may not be mentally.
all right. So let's
impressive,
say
but-
that is brawn / intimidate. Is that work for you, Mr. Samuel?
Mhm. What does 3 dots mean in it again?
I'm trying to find my book right now, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure 3 dots means you get a bonus die, but let me just double check though.
Three dots is a reroll.
It's a reroll? Right, okay. 1 second here. I'm just going to open this.
Almost fell off my fucking chair.
Hell yeah, man. Fall off that chair. All right. Let's see here. By the way, Arthur's character is pretty interesting. I just want to point that out.
Are you from Perezia?
No, actually, he's from the Emerald Isles, so... yeah, okay. Let's take a look here. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah, skills, right. Skills.
The education system there sucks. They don't count above 5, something like that.
Oh, no. He's literally uneducated.
I'm kidding.
I mean, if he's the only one from the Emerald Isles you've ever met, you probably have a pretty poor opinion of the Emerald Isles.
It's true.
Yeah, but he's a good lad.
It's true. What am I... Is it traits? No. It's not skill. It's not skills. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it is. Yeah.
I've just looked it up.
Yeah, it's 3 ranks. Reroll a single die when using that risk. Okay.
And we get an extra. And we get an extra dice, don't we?
Because this is a new session, so you get this is the first time you use Intimidate the session. So yes, you'll get a bonus dice.
Is anyone else rolling?
Oh, you roll first, and we can up your thing.
Oh,
remember?
okay.
So that's how that's
okay. Well, okay. Before we do that, is he doing an individual risk, or are we in an action sequence?
This is still the same action sequence, so. Which is why your wounds haven't gone away. So.
Okay, so all of us need to tell what our approach for this action sequence is, and then
Correct.
we all roll.
That's right. Yes. So what do you got here?
The action sequence, if I recall what you said 5 minutes ago, and heaven knows if I do, is Samosa now being stabbed by Prylor, who I don't remember why Prylor got sick of the concept of talking and having Samosa leave, but
I don't either.
like Samosa was just gonna leave, and then you didn't.
Free.
Like
I think I've got 3 raises.
All right. Yeah, we'll go over that.
And I'm leaving the 1.
Okay.
That's the only remainder.
So Samosa has decided against leaving now, and has pulled his sword and is advancing on us menacingly. Is this where we find ourselves?
Nope, he is not advancing on you menacingly. He is simply protecting himself. And that is 100% clear to literally anyone. So.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look here. So you've got... so you're re-rolling the 1 to be a 3. So you're getting 5, 6, 7... Okay, so hold up. 3...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. So, all right then. So
you've got 2, you got 1, 10, you got 8 and 9, which is 10. You got 6, 3, and 2, or 6, 2, and 2, and then you have a 3 left over. So you have 3. Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I did. I just forgot that the 1 was re-rolled.
Cool. So you still got 3, but you have 2 dice left over, essentially. That's what that looks. No, you have... 2 dice left over. Yeah, the 2 and the 3. Okay. Well.
Great. So, being a little bit flabbergasted that Bjorn decided to stab a man that I agreed to treaty with, I also am going to try to defuse the situation by attempting to convince him, not Samosa, to not attack. And to convince Bjorn to give him his sack of gold.
All right, so this is convince, yeah, that you're actually rolling. So you can use panache and convince, and you get a bonus die. I don't know what your skill is in that right now. Let me check. Oh, you got 3, so you get a reroll. Yeah.
Panache.
Yeah.
And I have legendary trait, so I'm supposed to set 1 dice aside, and it's always considered a 10.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, sure. So we'll just make your bonus die Oh no, you can just choose whatever it is, right? So yeah.
Okay. So I'll just roll normal and low.
Oh, I
dice
see
that-
what you're saying. Just don't add the extra die in. There you
Yeah.
go. We'll just do that.
I won't do the extra die, and we just.
And
I
you get a
have-
re-roll on that, so yeah, make sure you click that mark there. Yeah. So you do have a 10. So all right. So you got 1 10.
My 2 got or my 1 got re-rolled into a 2.
Mhm.
Yay!
So you have 2 with the 8 and 2, 3 with the 5 and 5, and then you have, I guess 8 left over.
Yeah, and that's not going to. So I have 3.
You have 3. 3
Three
with
with
3
that's
unconvinced. Cool. And Prylor, aka Bjorn, how would you like to go?
I am going to keep at this guy till he
Surrenders or
kind of completely surrenders or runs away, like fleeing, like the coward he is.
I mean, so the thing is, he was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, he was going to saunter out,
but he-
proud
he-
as can be.
Exactly. I don't want that.
Okay, go ahead and give me your roll there, brother. So this would be, I guess, what do you use? Fitness or brawn? Finesse or brawn?
Brawn.
Brawn. All right, so brawn weaponry, I guess. And if I'm looking at your character sheet correctly, you get a reroll and a bonus dice.
Can't wait till I get.
Hey, there's a roll. Jesus.
Yeah.
So you re-roll the 2 into a 6, I guess. So you get 9 and 4 is a 10. You get 8 and 4 and 9 is a 10. 7 and 6 is a 10. And then you just have a 7 left over, right? Yeah, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 1, 2,
4?
3, 4. Yeah. On weaponry. Okay. Fighting. Okay. The villain is gonna do his shenanigans. All right, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he's got 4. Okay, so the villain will go first, followed by Prylor, followed by Eugene and James. All right. Okay, so there's no consequences here, mostly because everything has been completely annihilated up until this point. So it is just a continuation of the previous one, which you guys managed to, solve that complication already, which was to take the man out of the pillar in the middle of the room, which you did that. So he is going to spend his first risk or raise backing off and running into the night. Or into the snow, I guess. And that is his turn. Prylor, you have an action.
I guess I'll just. There's nothing more to do, right? I mean, he's gone.
I mean,
I could chase him.
You're acting basically the same time. You could use a raise to chase him down and stab him.
No. I'll let
Yeah,
him go.
you could do 1 damage, basically, is how that works. But
Yeah, I'll just let him go.
all right. Action scene over. Good stuff. I'm glad I made you all waste those bonus die.
Can I not? No.
I mean, it's turn order based
I had
on
an
how many
idea.
raises.
I just suddenly had an idea of what I could do because I was going to change my action. I don't know if I could do it.
I mean, you said what your approach was. That's pretty much what this game is. It's like,
Yeah, but you can
Yeah,
change
you-
it, can't you?
You can, for an extra raise, do actions outside your approach.
yeah, but it has to be
I was
your
gonna-
turn. So, what were you going to do?
I was going to jump in the pillar and clap some irons on him.
I mean, that could have worked. Yeah. But he's gone. He runs out into the snow. His footprints are left behind if you wish to follow them, but they won't last long considering it is a blizzard out there. So
It seems he didn't want samosa.
I hate you. All right. So, gentlemen, you have
You're welcome.
7 people tied up, gagged, restrained, whatever you wanted. You have the 5 from the group previous that are with you now, and they're keeping watch over these men.
Luckily, we have 6 raises worth of convince between Stone and I.
Don't know if it works like that.
Sure, it doesn't work like that. No, but like
Why wouldn't it?
because it's not an
These
action
men
sequence.
were part of the
anymore.
same action sequence, were they not?
Sure. However, fine. I mean, like
No. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I was being...
you busted my balls here. Is that what you're doing? So let me. Okay.
So Bjorn drops.
Technically,
No, Eric drops down
technically-
dead, yeah?
technically speaking, you have all your raises until there are no more raises, right? So technically, you're not wrong. However, having said that, get off my testicles, Mr. But yeah, I'd be happy for you guys to just use some of these raises to convince these men to do what you like. But it's up to you guys what you want to do. These guys are still unconscious though, so remember you did knock them out. You spent the time and energy to make sure that these men do not fall under harm, and it's been exactly 2 seconds since you did it, so they're probably still unconscious.
No,
Go, vis-a-vis, balls taken away and put back into my body. Thank you very much.
Oh, right up in your body. All right, so I'm gonna look at Bjorn with his sword drawn as he stares at the mouth of the cave. We just see like the smoke from the guy just running away.
Meep, meep.
Meep, meep.
Yeah, basically.
Bjorn,
Yes.
maybe don't stab the people we're negotiating with next time.
Probably a good plan, but I was
Listen,
caught in a moment.
I know you Northerners are predisposed to violence, but I'm going to have to ask you, when I guarantee someone's safety for parlay, we really don't want them to, say, yeah, sure, parlay, and then shoot us in the face. See where that would...
Well, to be fair, we've parlayed before and people have screwed us over.
I mean, that's not exactly true. We parlayed. I got this wonderful hat.
Yeah, but I guess that's true. But
Anyway,
Oh, it's worth pointing out as you're conversing, the room which was like illuminated via mystical methods has reverted back to its non-illuminated status, leaving you kind of basically in the dark, with the howling winds being present on the outside of the cave.
Bjorn, do you think you can fire this thing up and make me some medical supplies, bandages and the like?
don't know much about medical supplies.
I mean,
I just need
basic-
bandages,
you
Bjorn.
got-
Do you know about cloth?
No, remember last time you got everything that you needed from the last time you did it. The thing that you couldn't make was complicated things. So anything that you wanted, the guy made for you, basically. So
Yes, and he made me bandages enough for our group. We now have 6 unconscious dudes that we bludgeoned in the head.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to provide the medical treatment. Also, it's going to get cold and dark. I need lights to provide medical treatment, and I would like it to be a little bit warm. So
I could try it. Would you think I could step in there?
yeah, I have no idea how this stuff works.
Well, I mean,
Step
I'll give it
in,
a shot.
try. Unless you want
I
Stone to give it a go.
I has.
Oh, I'll give it. I don't like magic.
No,
but I'll
you're
give it
good.
a go.
You're good, Stone. I'll try this thing out as I step into it.
Okay, so it's basically like a cylinder. From what you understood, it spins at a speed that you're not comfortable with. I imagine a lot of you would be like, "Oh, sweet, horse and carriage, let's go!" All right, like imagine a horse and carriage that's 3 times as fast, and that's basically like the speed at which these things spin. It also has like a woo, woo, woo sound effect going on for it when it does its things.
By horse and carriage, do you mean carousel?
Yeah.
Horse and carriage. What else is it called?
Carousel, where you sit on the fiberglass ponies and go around in a circle?
No, a carriage led by a horse.
Why would that go in a circle?
I'm talking about the speed of which it moves.
Okay.
So it has 3 horsepower.
Alright, we're done. See you next week.
See you next week. I'm going to go to bed. See ya.
Yeah. Goodbye.
It's funny because I had the same thought process. I was like, is he actually talking about a horse and carriage, or is he talking about a carousel? I have no idea.
I thought it was a weird
No.
Australian.
I'm like, is this like, are we talking about teacups? Like
I
spinning?
was so confused.
No. If you want the actual terminology here, horse and carriage, I'm referring to the speed which you guys are used to moving at.
I
right?
understand. I understand.
If you got into a car and it went 60 miles per hour and you were your current pirate motherfucking self, you'd be like, right? This thing spins at such a speed that you have never seen a thing spin before. At most, the fastest thing you've seen spin that fast would be, in fact, probably a water wheel spinning at an unbelievable rate in a storm, right? That's probably the fastest thing.
I need a fan to hold up to my mouth so when I talk out to them, it's like
8 horsepower. Gotcha.
Okay, look, bitch. We just had a conversation about you removing yourself from my DMs, and here you are.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you step into this thing. It starts to speed up, right? You're sort of and sort of engulfed in this like bright green sort of fluorescent light, and you feel like a tingling sensation. Then you're naked, right? And you're in a room that's kind of just like green smoke, and all of a sudden, your arms and legs, they feel like they're part of like this ecosystem. You feel like the trees are a part of like your hair. You feel like the breeze that is rushing up on the shore is a part of your skin. Like basically this island is now a part of you, essentially. Like you can feel things. You can feel, a deer getting eaten. You feel both the pleasure of the predator eating it and the deer being eaten, right? Literally the island's feelings and the thoughts and the things on it encompass you now.
Can I make the weather more agreeable?
No.
If I think really hard.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you tell me, do you have any knowledge on how a storm works? Because what you're trying to do right now is reverse how a storm works, right? Someone has set up the island to be blizzardy.
The gods control that.
Right? So in order for you to... Basically, this power that you have at your fingertips is what Bjorn would have an understanding of, right? Similar to how the guy could make a sword, but it just looks like a stone sword, right? If you were to make a sword appear in this room, as a blacksmith, you would have a better understanding of how to make something more ornate or sharper or what have you, right? Like that's just the sort of understanding that you have. In order for you to reverse the storm, you would literally have to counter intuit the storm as it was, right?
Yeah,
you would have to literally,
knowledge.
for example, if there was a cyclone here, you would have to spin the wind in another direction, right? Like you would have to actively fight what was already happening with the alternate version of it in order to combat the storm.
So I'm naked in the room that what my mind sees.
Yeah, your
But
your
my
body
body
is the
is
island.
still-
Your body is the island,
Yeah,
basically.
but my actual body is still just in the swirling. Okay.
Yeah, everyone just
Um,
sees you in there, and when you
can
Are
I
you all right
create-
in there, Bjorn?
Can I hear them?
much like how you can hear a rabbit farting in the woods. Yes, you can hear them. Did you fart?
You have amazing hearing.
I guess can I throw my voice from a different direction and say, or
I
do I
mean,
have to say?
when you talk because you want them to hear it, right?
All right.
So
I'll be like, everything's good. This is a interesting.
I mean, it feels
sensation."
pretty normal, right? There's no sensation that feels alien
Well,
to
you're just
you, right?
Feeling the ocean, like
Yeah, but
as
that's
my
the thing, right?
arms
It's not an
and on my
alien
skin.
feeling, right? Like, it's not like it's unusual or suspect to you. It's kind of like, you know,
The island wouldn't think waves crashing against it feels weird, and you and the island are one whilst you're in that thing.
that's a good way to describe it, but also kind of like, you know how you put on a VR headset and you fall off a thing, right? But then your body like reacts like it should, but it doesn't. Or like when you get motion sickness from like
okay, so it's different, but you actually feel it's somewhat natural.
you don't feel at like if you were in there, it just feels like you know what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no confusion, there's no
Can I start making things around the
absolutely.
room?
What would you like to
All right.
make?
I would like to make nice fire pits and some
Yeah, what are we talking like?
bandages.
Like give me an idea of what a fire pit
just
is to you.
just like pile of stones around a nice almost bonfire.
So basically, you can create things within this room, but outside this room, like you can't create, right? Like
Yeah.
um,
Well, I'm making I'll say about this big around if you can see my hands.
mhm.
Just a couple fires in the room so that we warm up and have some light.
Yep.
And then I'll craft some bandages.
So
And-
it's almost as if it like is molded out of the floor itself, right? You see like the stones sort of like growing up, and then it appears like someone built this campfire almost instantly in front of you. And it's one of those moments where like it looks like it's being built in your peripheral vision, and then when you look at it, it's there, sort of thing. There's no like alien. It's not like, you know, an alien like sort of thing. It's just sort of there. It's on fire. It's warming. It's inviting. And you know, the people who I guess you manage to turncoat, they take this opportunity to go warm their hands by the fire, right? Like to them, this is like they've been here for months. This sort of shit is just like, yeah, whatever. Like, you know, like fire appeared out of nowhere. Sweet, let's go sit down by it. You know.
Is there anything else you guys need or want?
Lads, how many other of the captain's boys are outside the cave?
Well, they just sort of look at you, and you know, their hands warming by the fire. And it's like, ah, yeah, there was another few camps of them, about 4 maybe.
And how many at each camp?
A handful of men. Ah, yeah, about a handful. That's about right.
So, you should probably teach these lads how to count.
Aye, we know how to count.
I'm just messing with you, lads. Bjorn,
I can
make
count
some
6.
fortifications for the opening.
Sorry, what was that?
Fortifications, lad. Barricades.
I'm on it.
You can just make a wall, right? Like
I guess,
kind of like
yeah,
how
I
the
can-
last one had like a wall, right? Like you can just make a wall.
Or I could make a really nice metal door.
It's true. You could.
that's something I would be definitely
Like a
able to make.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Like a hinged door. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Put a nice metal door with nice bricks on the side of it. Just
Something a
kinda
cannon would
super
need
sturdy.
to punch through. Like
Yeah.
yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Is that good?
Are there view holes?
I mean, there is now.
There are now.
Yeah. Right.
Is
Are there-
there a
are there-
door?
Are there any other exits, Bjorn?
Are there?
Not particularly. Unlike the last one, which was sort of like, almost the labyrinth underneath was sort of like built and then abandoned almost. This one is sort of just like, this one's almost like a lookout, right? This is almost like almost like a lighthouse version of of what's going on here. I mean, there's like a part going up, right, which offers like a better vantage point over what's going on here, but there's no like alternate exit unless you want to jump off the tower.
I will build platforms and stairs like out of wood all the way up to a
There you go. Yeah. So
vantage point up there.
So you can do that. It gets to a certain point though, where like you start like you can't reach the very top of the tower with your stairs though. So
is there anywhere up there that I could connect it to possibly stairs that were there?
No, there's nothing there. It's just almost like a straight cylinder up. But there are windows that you can add along the side there from where you can grow.
Anywhere there's a window, I put a nice place for someone to have a perch to look out.
So in terms of what you feel, you do feel other places of power on the island, right? And those places of power are, for the most part, they feel like you feel like an energy coming from them.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of weapon you fancy?
I already got my sword, lad.
Yeah, remember the
Just
swords that
because you don't
you
want
brought
anything
with you are probably going to be better in the long run, mostly because when you leave, you'll still have them, right? So, like, yeah.
What about some protection? What about like some armor or something that we could
Oh,
wear,
yeah.
like a breastplate?
These lads could use some actual decent winter clothes.
I could whip it up actually rather quickly.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Are you a seamstress?
I'm a blacksmith. Stone. I make armor and weapons.
Not fur, but is that not a seamstress, a fur thing?
I mean, if I was maybe a leather worker, I don't know. But no, I'm a blacksmith.
Is there like equipment in this game?
No, I don't think there is.
Like, I
Is
like
there any
the.
benefit to me.
You know what I mean? Like a breastplate seems like something that would be useful, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like that seems like
And
something
very piratey.
Yeah, like having like well-made leather greaves or something like that, Like that seems like something that you would have.
You can like craft masterwork stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't think that there was any actual like I don't recall there being an actual benefit to doing so other than just having it.
Yeah, that seems very strange. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Okay, signature items from your character at the time. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Signature item. Okay. Choose an item that's important to you. Describe it. Why it's important. Maybe give it a name. Blah, blah, blah. You have your signature item appear to you if it's lost or stolen. Gain 2 bonus dice on a risk when using your signature item. Okay, so it does have a bonus to it.
If you have a signature item.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have you whip me up a metal breastplate, some greaves, and some gauntlets.
I mean, like, here's the thing, right? If you say to me,
maybe a breastplate absorbs like one.
No, I'm not gonna. Okay. I'm not gonna fuck with the game that much. But what I will say is, much like Shadowrun, if you use it in a narrative way, I'm willing to give bonus dice on that, right? Like if you say, like, because, for example, there is a thing in this game called dueling schools, which is to say, if you have a cape, you can perform this maneuver, right? And I'd be willing to say, much like if you had like a gauntlet made out of metal, if you bitch slap a motherfucker, it's going to give you a bonus to whatever you're trying to do, right? Things like that is just going to be like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can make things work for you if you have an item, as long as you use them natively. I'm willing to give you bonus dice. Like, that's sort of how I want to handle it, at least anyway. Kind of like how, like, my winter gear is all white, so theoretically, if I was to hide in the snow, it would be easier for me to hide GM, and I'm like, sure, there's a fucking bonus dice right there. Like, that sort of shit is how I'd imagine, like, items coming into play a lot for this game. So,
Right then, I want an impressive-looking breastplate, greaves, and gauntlets.
They start appearing in a corner of the room.
well, tell me how they're impressive, Prilo.
I'd like a helmet as well. I want a helmet to wear. Like one on top of my head.
Stone lad, you probably don't want. Make sure you get an arming cap, lad. You don't want metal on your head in the middle of a snowstorm. That might be a bit much, even for one of your hardy constitution.
I seem to have lost that constitution. Seems to change edition.
Well, you do look less durable to cold now, so my advice still holds. Trust me, you don't want a helmet stuck to your forehead. It's not pleasant.
So, yeah, explain to me what these things look like.
I will craft him some, or not. I guess it is crafting, but I just think it happens. But some greaves and.
Well,
some,
there's masterwork crafting, masterpiece crafting.
Yeah.
Which is to say, it's a talent which you don't have, so
What's that?
It's called masterpiece crafting.
I'm masterpiece crafter.
You have it?
Yeah. Choose any one type of item, weapon or armor, paintings, etc. When you create such an item, you may increase the time you work on your fine work, draw a higher price for its sale.
Sure, yeah.
If you use exotic, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, yeah. So this sort of stuff, like, is how you would describe its functionality to me, right? Like, but this has to come from you, not from anyone else. You're the one with the talent here, so. So how does this breastplate, right, being ornate as it is, like, what benefits does it apply?
What do you mean as far as benefits?
Like, is it lighter? Like, is it more robust? Like, you tell me. It's a masterpiece, right? So, like,
more of a robust piece of work. It's going to be a metal, and the metal on it is going to be kind of like scales, like fish scales, all the way around. And then you got the leather straps that hold the rest. And did you want the arm pieces as well? Because the whole thing's going to be scales all the way down, and then you're going to have
making scale mail.
Not scale mail, like it's actually plate.
Interwoven stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and it's just aesthetically, it has scales in it.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is that he won't have any problems maneuvering in such a piece.
I was gonna say no. It's more robust.
Okay.
Like,
in your terminology, what does robust actually mean?
Bigger and more clunky.
Okay. So what you're saying is it's heavier armor, but
it's heavier armor. It's more of a slower moving armor, but can take a few hits.
Okay. Well, armor in this game isn't really a thing, so I'm not going to say that it reduces damage per se. What I am going to say is that an armor piece like that, it can be used to, much like a knight would wear armor, to carry some sort of charismatic element to it.
presence.
Yeah, like a presence thing. Absolutely. You can have a bonus dice when you want to charisma a motherfucker. Sound good?
Because I look
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, like
That's
you look
me.
like a dude that like robbed the fucking emperor and now you're wearing his suit. You know, like
And I craft a one of the cheesiest Viking helmets with the horns on it for Stone,
sweet.
and line it in the inside with leather so it doesn't freeze to his head.
Cool. All right. Well,
And I'll make just a whole bunch of random
the
little armor
swords,
for the
stuff. Like,
yeah. for the
Whip out some
the
plate
rabble.
mail. Yeah. Cool. All right then. Well, consider one step of your story complete, I guess, right? Like, you basically have been penciling out design. I like the idea that we get sort of like a flashback of you, like, you know, doing your apprenticeship and all that sort of stuff where, like, you know, most of the time you're making horseshoes and sharpening, like, hose and that sort of shit, right? But all the while you were, like, penciling in, like, big fucking stupid armor with, like, sockets for gems and, you know,
Yeah.
intrinsic
ridiculous ornate
seals
stuff that I
and
would
shit like that.
dream of doing,
Gold
yeah.
inlays and shit.
Yeah, and the armor that gets produced for Eric, son of Eric, is the stuff of wet dreams, right? This is the stuff that a blacksmith would spend like half a year and probably most of their life savings in building in order to try and sell it to a lord or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you just whipped it out like by the power of your mind's eye, right? This is sort of like, imagine a girl getting her perfect wedding dress sort of thing, you know, like...
I say yes to the armor.
Yeah, exactly, right? You're in that situation. So mark down one act of your story complete.
Bjorn, could you make me something, please?
He made you a
Didn't you want
helmet
a
with
helmet?
horns, yeah.
No, can you make me something else, please? 2 of them. I want 2 of them.
Two
You want
helmets?
2 of them? 2 helmets?
No,
or-
no. Can you? Jesus Christ, let me finish. Could you make me a little medallion thing, and it says, "My friend is Stone." 2 of them, please. Thank you.
I can.
I believe Stone wants friendship necklaces. The girls in the village would exchange them when they, you know, turned 7.
What is he trying to marry us?
What's 7?
It's greater than 6.
Oh, I can't count that high.
I believe
The
that
age
they
of
are what they
maturity
know.
with women.
The age at which they start considering marriage.
I craft 2, and they're both around Stone and Eric's necks as I craft them.
Oh, I'm friend with myself. Look at that.
Well, actually, no. They would probably come out of the floor, much like everything else that gets made.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't just randomly appear.
Oh man.
I mean, you gotta let Mr. James Chambers work his role play magic, motherfuckers. I ain't just giving him 1 tier of friendship for free here,
I was
motherfucker.
gonna say that's the way it worked, but I just thought it was funny.
All
So
right.
I'll give one. So yeah, Stone goes. Here you go, Eric. It's only temporary till we get like a proper friendship.
It
What
looks
does this
gaudy
look
as fuck, by the way. It's like, you know, it looks like.
Hold on. Prylor made it. Prylor gets to describe it.
Okay, sure. What do the girls in your village do when they turn 7 years old and they want to promote their eternal friendship to each other?
Yeah, Prylor. What's that tradition in the north like?
Wow.
Here, I
Um,
killed my first wolf for you. It's like, oh, thanks.
It I would say it's how about a
When
a
he
ruin?
says friendship necklace, what is the thing that Bjorn Svensson thinks of?
he thinks of a heart-shaped rune.
Okay.
Oh, we've all got bit of the thing, and we all put it
Like-
together. Yeah, it all slots together.
I'm sorry, Preller, what nation are you from again?
Thing.
Thrin. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Friendship necklaces are a Thrinian thing. They made it up. It's a Thrinian invention.
It's totally not.
It totally
It's
is.
all yours.
No.
I mean, there you go. It's canon now.
It's canon. The men get tattoos of each other on their bodies, and the women.
Whatever.
hand
We made
friendship
cheese
necklaces.
and we made all the other good stuff. So
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but we made beer, so fuck off.
it's true. We stole
We're
your
the only
beer.
ones who have enough land to have wheat fields.
Yeah, we made shit with sugar.
Who made the wine? Was it you as well?
We grow
No,
it,
that
but it
was
Parisian.
Parisian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the Parisians trade with us so that they can have wine fields on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they would be
Wait, you just don't eat them?
sharp.
Why are you fermenting your grapes, you fucking weirdos?
We're very confused by the practice, but what are you gonna do?
Anyway, sorry, Prilo, I interrupted you.
I was gonna say they're just heart-shaped runes
Okay, so these
with a little etching in it that means
these very
love or friendship.
hand-carved looking, like, flint stone necklaces appear, right? Strung together with, like, horsehair or some shit like that. And Stone, you have them. You have them in your hands.
So as I said, I'll go up to Eric and go, here you go. We're friends now. We've been friends for ages.
Lad. Yeah, we've been on the boat many months. Sure, we're friendly and sure, we're friends.
I didn't punch your head off, did I? See, friends.
I'm not going to wear this, lad. It's what girls wear, lad. It's a heart. You don't. It's
He's
not
trying to give it
what
to you.
a full-grown man of Prius would wear. This is. I would take it home, and I would give it to my daughter.
But she's not my friend.
She could be. She's very lovely. But do you want to? We are friends. Maybe
Tears
I'll get a
start welling up.
tattoo
Tears start
of
welling
my
up.
shoulder blade. You know, in good Thrinian fashion, but
I'll just run out.
I like the idea that you spend a little while unlocking the door first, and then you run out.
actually runs through the door. It wasn't
He is
actually
the
joined cave wall at all.
You run to the ocean, you take your two necklaces, you throw them into the ocean, they disappear before they hit the water.
Just like our friendship.
How rude.
How rude. God damn. God damn. Okay.
It's like you're a pirate or something.
Yeah, shit. Well, what do friends?
They're not my friends.
Stand forlornly out of the
I told
ocean.
you, Stone. I'm your friend. I'm just here. I'll tell you what.
I've run away. I'm not there.
Okay, he's not there. Hey, Bubbles.
Aye, lad. That was a bit fucking cold, though, don't you think? The man requested a magic amulet for you, and you told him that his daughter would marry you. Would marry
That's
him.
not what I said. I said they could be friends.
I don't know any women that I'm friends with other than my second wife, who hates me.
Yeah, Bubbles, you are.
I haven't
strange-
seen her in
strange.
months. Okay, like don't worry about it.
I'm not. I'm not worried about it, Bubbles. So we've got to go get one more place of power and murder the crap out of Captain McBetray Pants.
Now, Ratbeard. I mean, his name was bad enough as it was. I don't think
Yeah.
we need to add anything to it.
It's true. So we need to go give Ratbeard his comeuppance.
Is what now?
It's a saying from Prius.
Ah, well, I mean, you people are strange. You like to sell off your daughters to any old sort.
That's. I don't have time to know, but could you stay here in this place of power so that I can take Bjorn and the lads with me to the captain and the stabbing?
I don't think so, no.
Well, Bubbles, we have to leave somebody, and you can't fight. And the other option is these 5 wonderful lads that until moments ago would have murdered us for a nickel.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying, but I choose to disagree with you, lad.
In what way?
In the way that it won't be happening.
And why is that, Bubbles?
I'm my own man. I can choose wherever I like.
So you're choosing to come to the fight with a bunch of pirates and guns.
Listen, I've been with you lads for a while now, couple of moons, but let me tell you something. I've seen more magic in my lifetime, within the small amount of time that I've known you lads, than I'm in my entire lifetime, and I've lived a lot longer than all of y'all. Y'all is not the word I'd use, but you get the idea.
It's a pirate thing.
I don't wish to stand in any green lights. If you would allow me not to, that'd be great.
I have a question. Is Bubbles like leaning up against the wall with his, or something? He's standing, right, on his one leg.
Yeah, he's standing on his one leg. You know, he's
All right,
missing
so-
an arm. You know, his sleeve is...
I
A
guess you could make
prosthetic
an artificial
leg
limb.
comes out of the ground,
A what?
and like a prosthetic, like nice, partially wooden and metal leg comes up and clamps onto his leg.
So let me get this straight, Mr. Bjorn. You want me to put on this fake leg, and then when we leave the isle, not have a leg? Is that what you want?
I thought it would help.
Shortly, maybe.
I could craft you one after we leave.
With what? The boat?
I mean, once we get back to somewhere that has a.
But then you'd be wanting me to be on the boat for however long we are without a leg.
We could get you a peg.
I already have one.
It got taken.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The wolves brought it back.
The wolves brought it back, remember? He had the
Did they?
wolves bring it back last session, yeah. Because the wolves were the ones that took it, and the wolves just brought it back.
That's right.
They were
Okay,
playing with it.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
I respect that you want to give me something. I really do.
It molds.
I
back
tell you
in the
what,
ground.
why don't you do this in the meantime? Why don't you make me an arm that is an entire sword?
Sword arm! He's gonna.
I think for a second, and like how I would create that.
He's probably like cut off like here, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
like so like just below the elbow in terms of the arm. So you could like strap something onto there and he could like
Yeah.
swing it like a normal sword, you know. Yeah.
Would he want it to actually be like the rest of his arm,
It's just
And
a
then
sword
a
blade.
sword?
Yeah, sure. Why
or
not?
just a sword?
Just
coming
a
out of
sword.
His
His arm is now a sword.
arm? All right,
you know?
so it's like if you ever seen The Walking Dead, kind of like how that one person does it, where he just straps it on with leather straps, and it's just a sword coming out. The
Sure.
blade. Comes out of the ground.
yeah, he's just sort of like,
There we go now, lad. I'm fit for combat, and I can lean on a pole.
Right. All right, lads. I guess that means it's one of you who wants to stay behind in the glowy island of power object.
well, I've done it before. I mean, I was the one you pulled out of it. I don't mind staying in it. It was actually kind of nice.
He would still be unconscious, wouldn't he? Or have they woken up?
Oh, yeah, time is irrelevant. Time is fleeting. Time is fickle. I just watched a documentary about Stephen Hawking. Like, time is whatever. You know?
Time doesn't exist.
There's a black hole in here, you know, and time is just spinning around it, so don't worry about it.
Well, I wouldn't have much of a problem with that, except for the whole you're still sworn to the captain, and then he'd have the place of power back, and it would kind of negate the whole coming in here and taking you lads out of it. You understand the situation I am in.
And what'd you rather have me do? Walk outside in the blizzard?
I'd rather have you all join us, but you have to forswear your oaths to the captain and swear to us instead.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't been paid squat, and
I actually kind of like being in the green tube. Yeah, it makes me feel pretty good.
Does feel rather nice.
Aye, that it does. It's kind of like
What's your name, lad?
Samuel. Oh,
Right,
sorry, that's someone else's name.
Right, Samuel. My
completely-
good friend Samuel, that no one else is named Samuel.
Oh, my name is Eric, actually. Eric
Samuel,
Samuels.
that name's familiar. I think I knew a man named
Son-
Samuel.
Eric
of
Bjorn
Eric.
Samuels, at your service.
Eric Bjorn Samuelson. No,
Yeah,
sorry,
I grew
what's
up with
the guy's
3
name?
different mothers of 3 different territories. Can you believe it? Pretty sure my
No.
dad was Peresian as well.
I'm sure.
Nah, his name would be something like, I don't know, like Scotty No Teeth.
Scotty No Teeth. All right.
But his mouth is full of teeth.
I'm going to turn to the 5 who betrayed the captain and joined with us first. And what do you men say of Scotty No Teeth's loyalty? Can he be trusted?
Well, I mean, it's weird to see him with teeth in his mouth.
Yeah, that's a little strange, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's pretty good at poker.
Yeah, he once took a finger of vodka from me.
It's like, no, he was pretty good at cards, yeah.
You lads are immensely helpful.
You could say that we're NPCs in the game.
The GM is sick of doing this stupid voice. Move on already.
Ooh, this fire
All
is
right.
nice and warm.
Zug. All right, so having healed these guys and used our raises to convince them, can we jump ahead a little and can you give me the lowdown on did they agree to the forswearing their oath to the captain and swearing an oath to us?
What are you offering them?
Way off the island and the same privateer contract that we had originally signed. So an equal share of the booty between now and the port of their choice.
So what you're telling me is you're actually going to be doing piracy the moment we leave this island, huh?
Man's got to make a living.
He looks around and is like, no offense, though. I only ever seen you cook.
Well, that's why we got Stone and Bjorn.
He, like, looks around and is just like, all right. Well, listen, you kill this man right here. And he points to another guy in the group and is like, and you prove that you can be a badass on the ocean by killing one of these, I'll join you. And some of the boys notice like, aye, if he's been willing to take a man's life, I'd be willing to join him. Ratbeard have no problem with that. I've seen him kill like 7 people on the way here. Mm-hmm. And that's a man you'd fear. Yep. Well, let's say we're on the ocean and we rob someone and then you let them go and then they bring a bigger ship down on us. You know, that's the problem. Pirates got to be willing to put a man's life on the line. You know, walk the plank and all that.
So there's 6 dudes tied up. Yep, 7.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, how do we know which one he's going to kill? I don't want to be the one he kills. It's like, well, hey, dude in the green thing. Mr.
Yes.
Oh, make us some straws. He's like, oh, short straws. Yeah, no, that's a fair way to go. I can't think of anything other than Lady Luck that would rather do this. He's like, aye, Lady Luck. So you make like a bunch of straws. It's like 6 straws get made,
One
right?
short, yeah.
You know, and all the men just like pull out one arm from the from the big round thing that you've tied him up to, and you know he holds out the straws and he breaks one of them, and then he goes like that and he puts them up. He's like, "All right, you take the short straw, Mr. Eric here. Put a bullet through your brain." Everyone's like, "All right," and they all nod. They pass it around, and they get it. And the guy that you've been talking to, the one that's like, "Why don't you kill him and we'll join you?" He's the one that draws the short straw, and he's like, "Oh bollocks!"
That's called karma, I believe.
Yeah, it's like, "All right, so we're in agreement then. You put a bullet in my tummy, or I might live from that. Maybe."
What's your name?
Scotty No Teeth.
Oh. I forgot, and then my internet became unstable, and then things happened. Regardless, I want to make this very clear.
Aye.
Killing men's I don't need to kill is against pretty much everything I believe in. As a sergeant at arms, you build your forces, not murder them.
Yeah,
However,
but there's a bigger share on the line for the people that live, right? And everyone's like, "Aye, that's how it works."
as we be taking steps into piracy, and as y'all agreed to what be happening, I pull out my sword and stab him in the chest.
I wasn't ready for that. He's like, "Oh, I regret so much of this." And you pull it out. And he slumps over and his lifeblood starts to flow out of him. Yeah, the other men are just like, "All right. We'll sign up under the flag of Mr. Eric."
Right. Cut him free.
They all stand up and they're just like, "Oh, I got blood on my trousers." So yeah.
First things first, you 6 men, go bury this man.
I just look around and I was like, "Well, can't we just throw him in the ocean?"
Go bury him, or there'll be 5 of you burying 2.
Shovels appear on the ground.
Okay. So
My internet went out, so I saw you holding fingers and then heard nothing. So
he said, "Okay, yeah." He was counting on his hand, like, because you said, "There's 5 of you burying 2," and he's like, "Wait a minute."
Feels
Yep.
like digging a hole in the cold weather.
Yeah. So
I like the fact that there's always a dumb person, even if Stone's not there.
yeah. Stone, you're out there on the ocean, waves licking your feet. Why does the ocean not freeze? I'm so confused.
it's so cold. Why is the ocean so wet?
Yeah. So yeah, they go out and they start digging a hole. Digging a hole. Gonna put a body in it. Gonna put a body.
Bjorn, after they do that for about 15 minutes, just make a hole so they can throw the body in and cover it up. Would you be so kind?
Yeah.
Your magic doesn't reach outside this room. However, good sir, you start to notice that your radius of influence is expanding. You could put one more stair in the roof above you, leading up the tower.
And I just feel it.
You just feel it, yeah.
Like it's done.
Hmm.
And then I Eric,
Yeah, bro.
feel like I'm maybe getting stronger the longer I'm in this. I have more influence on the area around. We may not want to put the same guy that we had in here.
Can't. He's dead.
Oh, that's right. That was the guy. That was Eric. Or not Eric.
Scotty No Teeth.
Samuel. Shit.
Oh, also
What was his
when
name?
you stab him, like, his teeth fall out.
So he summoned himself some teeth.
No, he summoned himself some wooden teeth that were white.
Nice.
Good old Scotty No Teeth.
Good old Scotty No Teeth, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get out of the thing, because we're gonna be moving out, right?
Yeah.
We got a captain to murder.
Yeah. Yeah, so you all I guess wait for Stone to come back. Stone, how long do you sulk for?
Quite a while, and he might actually do something stupid.
Uh-oh.
And what is that?
Well, he needs to prove that he's friends with them, doesn't he?
Sure. I mean, you
You're gonna
don't
wait for
have
me
to
to come
do
find
anything.
Stone, I didn't reject you.
He might go to the main temple and try and take everyone on.
That would get you killed, sir.
Please don't do that, Stone.
I'm telling you right now, that's
Maybe one of the other camps around this temple. Still bad. Still not smart.
so Bubbles will sort of come up to you guys and be like, I suppose we need to go get the big one, yeah?
Aye, Bubbles, aye.
All right, follow me. I'll lead you to him. And you start hobbling out in the snow.
So I assign the youngest and probably most.
Hi!
Yeah. You get in there.
Okay.
You two and one wolf guard.
Oh.
I'm a wolf.
So yeah.
So now we have a party of 7 and 5 wolves.
And 5 people.
Should be 7 people. We had 5.
Yeah,
We
you had
recruited
5 and you got 7. And then you killed 1 and then you took 1 off.
6.
So it's 10 people.
11 people.
No, because you put 1 in the tower, leaving you with 5.
Right, and then I left 2 other people, taking us down to 8,
Okay. Sure.
and a wolf.
And a wolf. So you have 8 people and 5 wolves.
Right.
Math. Quick math.
I'm sure that won't matter much, but
So Bubbles will lead you in a random direction. Do you follow him?
sure, why not? Let's follow the one-legged, one-armed Bubbles into an island full of snow.
Motherfucker, he has 2
He's got a
arms.
sword now.
One of them
He's
is
got
a
a sword
sword,
arm.
okay? So he'll walk you over, and he'll walk you in the direction, and you walk past some trees and over a hill. Oh, and Stone is sitting there, I don't know, throwing stones into the ocean? I don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
How do you sulk?
That's
Is that
what-
how you sulk? You're skipping
That's
stones?
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yep. Or trying to in the ocean.
I don't
Doesn't
understand why
work
it's
very
not working. Yeah, but there he is. It's like, hi lad, he's about as easy to find as anything else on this island.
Stone, my good friend. Why did you run out of the cave?
You don't want to be my friend.
I am your friend, Stone. I just don't want to wear the girl's necklace.
Why? It was a medallion.
You have to understand, Stone, where I'm from, we're very uncomfortable.
I'm just looking around. Are we there right now? Then is that why you don't want to wear it? Are we there right now?
No, lad,
No.
it's more about he doesn't want to be a female. Right?
Right.
You don't want to
That
be a female either, right?
No, I
Long
guess
time.
not.
Died.
Well, this is when
I
you
guess
shake
not.
hands and you say that you're friends. See, that's how men do it. They shake hands
Oh, okay.
and they push their emotions deep down inside of them, boy.
In a deep pit.
You can
Only to
feel
be
them.
let out
You just
by-
can't tell anyone about them.
You bury them behind bratwurst and beer.
Mm-hmm. You see, men of
What's-
the
what's-
ocean, they don't take kindly
What's
to...
first?
It's a type of meat, boy.
Oh, is it? I've
Mhm.
never had it.
An invention from Prius.
Aye.
Delicious.
Friends.
All right. Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
I do.
Like,
I do.
there is like
classic-
the camera zooms in onto your face, James, and it goes into your brain through your eyes, and the
really small
synapses
brain.
spark in your brains,
huge-
and
the
then
one
it goes
part
like
that-
level up available. So what were you working towards to get you 1 point in? Because it was one act, right? That's what you need.
convince.
Look at that! You like we get like a sweet little montage video of like you doing like an NPC action and like convincing a dude to do something, and then he goes and does it, and then you're like, and then that's it. So yeah. And then it zooms out, and he just like, I think I learned something. No. Yeah, there you go. You have a friend.
Hey.
Congratulations. Story complete.
Now I need a new story. Bollocks.
Yeah, you need to come up with something. Haha, you have to.
I cannot apparently gather any wealth on this island. I will be working on my story for a while.
I don't know. Having a ship is a pretty wealthy thing.
That's true, but I had to get the ship. Oh no, that was my story. I was working towards transport off this godforsaken isle.
Maybe you should write it down somewhere.
Maybe I should, but you're not the boss. Why shit? You are the boss of me.
I actually am the boss of you right
Damn it!
What is it? Two of two instances that you now see me every week for. I am in fact the boss of you.
Tell that to the
Bjorn-
drugs and sodomy room, sir.
Bjorn wanders off to take a leak in the forest.
A wolf
Think-
comes up and
think-
stands next to you and is like,
I
That's
think
a good
Bjorn
dick.
is hinting at the fact that he needs a piss.
all right, guys, we are going to take a break because Prilo can't hold his liquor. So we'll be back. Many thanks to our Patreon supporters for this week's episode. Head on over to patreon.com/handling to support the growth of Die Party. Yeah, last we left off, our faithful pirateers were just about to roll on deep on the third pillar of eternity here on this island. I'm just coming up with names for these things now. It's crazy.
Trademark.
Trademarks. So, what's the Slim Slam, my mans? What are you doing?
I was
think
actually
we
hoping to go back to those tents around the second place of power and recruit whoever we could. But
Yeah,
if you
doing that, there was no one there.
Okay, so they all left with Samosa. Right. All right, lads.
That's a good thought process, and I would say that is pretty much correct. So yeah,
Not that we have a way to confirm that, but it makes sense.
does make sense. Yes.
All right, lads. Fill your pistols. Go. Ready your swords.
Don't drink the salt water.
Ugh. So on the weekend, someone had like sambuca with lemonade. So I put some sambuca and it's not very nice.
You mean Sambuca?
Sambuca, yeah, as in the the this stuff.
This stuff.
Other stuff available.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had that. What is that? Vodka?
No. It's like aniseed. It's aniseed. Do you like aniseed?
Aniseed, yeah. Is that not black licorice flavored?
You can get black licorice over.
Yeah. Why don't you just drink whiskey like a normal person?
Because I don't know if
Or
whiskey.
vodka.
I don't know if whiskey goes with fucking lemonade.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
does.
Oh, that's next.
One-
It's a whiskey
100%.
sour, right?
Clear
What's next?
liquor is for dieting women and teenagers.
Boom, my man. He knows to drink down the brown. All right.
I'm not arguing with you, but I do like some vodka.
Yeah, with orange juice at best.
So what you like is orange juice.
No, just vodka.
You know what? The vodka in Poland's pretty. Anyway, we're getting off track here.
we're going sideways. We're going sideways.
So, what's the plan then? You've got your group of people. We did say you're bringing 8 with you, right? So I'm gonna write that down.
Eight dude mans, 5 wolf mans.
8 dude mans, 5 wolf mans. Got it. Counting them. Counting them. Counting. I will just mark down some bosses HP. We will leave it there. Okay. 8 and 5, yeah?
Yar. Also, as a note, I tended injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So my doctor character history is going to trigger and give me one of those thingamabobbers.
I'm sorry, what thing?
Hero points. That's the thingamabobber. My background quirk of doctor, if I treat injuries for friend or foe, and I treated
injuries?
all of their foes, and would have also treated Stone with the medkits. It's down towards the bottom.
The bottom?
If you go to all, and you go to character history.
Oh, okay. Sure, right, yes, of course. Yeah, so go ahead and add yourself a thingy.
Hero point!
You don't get multiple instances of it, so yeah, you get the one.
Yeah, once per session, you can gain a hero point using your...
Do I get my critical thing back, the heroic wound, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, you get back the 1. Yeah, everyone gets 1 at the start of the session, sort of thing. So unless you were like me,
I'm talking about the explosive damage.
No. So wounds will heal, but you keep your
dramatic wounds.
Dramatic wounds. So
I thought you could get rid of dramatic wounds.
yeah,
I can heal your dramatic wound using Miracle Worker. However, 1 dramatic wound actually pretty good because it gives you like 2 bonus die.
yeah. So yeah. So you need to basically like spend a raise on it and a hero point to do that. Which is so you don't heal dramatic wounds unless like time moves forward, essentially, right? Since you're on the same conundrum still, story arc, whatever. So basically, you'll keep your dramatic wounds until you get off the island, basically, is how I'm flavoring it, and you get enough time to rest and recuperate, essentially.
Unless I take a turn in combat to specifically use a hero point and a raise to like patch you up right there.
Yep.
But I have to like take a turn of combat to do that.
Mm-hmm. Or you can, spend the time doing it now, but you would need to be in a situation where you can get a raise. It's weird, right? Like, it's kind of like it's weird how healing works, but like ultimately, like,
well, I mean, I would have to do a risk.
You'd have to do a risk, and then I'd have to associate a risk with it, which is to say that if you fail, you have to buy off things and blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But what's the plan here, fellas? Where are we going? What are we doing? Who are we talking to?
Go to the 3rd place of power, I think. Right, gents?
You just want to waltz on in, or I mean,
Well, won't they be ready for that? Won't they be getting ready for us?
I suspect so. Stone.
Samosa guy.
So what do we want to do about it?
Well, we can go and try to scout them out and see if there's any tactical options we could take.
We could try and balls rush the column and get someone in there as quickly as we can.
That is an option.
now if you remember
Yeah, 'cause
correctly,
then-
last time you actually had to pull the lever to stop it from happening, which had a key lock on it. It was basically like the key was the lever, whatever you want to say, to stop it from spinning. So that's what you'd need to look for, essentially, if you wanted to try and like.
Well, that would be our key then, wouldn't it? We'd have to get the key to the key. Oh,
Key to the
Yes,
lock, yeah.
we would have to get the key
Yeah.
for the keyhole to unlock the spinning
Yeah.
tower of death.
I mean,
have
you
to- that would
could
be-
you could try and like just ruin it or stop the spinning things, or like pull the man out when it's spinning. Right? These are things you haven't tried yet. So there are other options, but you know.
But it's moving at 8 horsepower, Henley. That's very fast.
Oh,
Very
that's more than
fast.
six.
Faster than anything we've ever seen before.
More than six. What does horsepower mean?
It's the power of a horse, Stone.
Oh, I like knots. That's my power.
Nautical measurements.
Oh, I thought you said like rope knots, and I'm just like, what?
He just randomly, I like nuts.
I love lamp.
Exactly.
How did you get a grenade, Stone? Why do you have?
I killed that dude with a pitchfork. Or tried
Saw
to.
that.
Yeah. God, those movies are so dumb. Anyway, let's go, gentlemen. What's the plan here?
All right. Do we want to move towards the place and see what we see?
I
Good
think we
scout it out.
should.
Probably be the best course of action.
Well, let's head towards where we think the third place of power is and try to
Oh, it's a
scout it out.
dog.
Oh god, the wolves are.
Shut up, Wolf.
Wolves.
Hey, you listen. All right, so let's make this a dramatic sequence until it turns dire. Yeah, because that's essentially what's happening here. So this is essentially, unless you guys want to just like run in there, balls to the wall, and see what flies against the wall. But essentially, you guys are coming up onto where you know to be the place of power. Especially if Bjorn has anything to say of it, because he's intrinsically felt it before. He knows where this place of power was. So, having said that, this is going to be a dramatic sequence. Your approach will give you the information that you want, depending on how you want to approach things. So, you're overlooking, I guess, the entrance to this mountain, basically. And it's like there's a pathway leading up, and then there's like a man-made structure halfway up, basically, inside this mountain. Very sort of like statuesque. There's like sort of almost like a little statues on either side of knights holding swords, looking very pious above it. And
yeah.
there are signal fires up and down the pathway leading up and down, as well as patrols of just regular footmen walking up and down.
Is that stone?
Bjorn, could you detect? Could you feel like where we were when you was in that column?
Yeah, I could feel the whole island.
No, but could you feel us differently to like any other pirate?
I mean, you were just warm bodies, basically, kind of like a flyer landing on the surface of your head.
So we can't really we can't really surprise them, can we? I mean, if it knows we're coming.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, it's the same reason where like you can't tell friend from foe, but you can feel a rabbit farting in the woods. Like,
If he doesn't,
Well, and remember,
it'll
they
just be
already know
another-
we're coming. We can assume that Samosa came here.
true.
Hi.
Because where else on the island would he go, Stone?
I don't know where else could he go?
Well, there was the frozen waste behind us. The 2 places of power we own.
Stick with the
Have
idea
you
we
looked-
should have killed the man.
Well, you certainly did try.
All right. Well, I guess we can. I guess we've got to do it. Well, how are we going to do this? Should we just sneak in or what?
Not very good at sneaking.
Right, neither am I. Let's go, lads.
If only the Parisian was here and the other GM was still GMing, maybe.
It's like we had one member of our party who was good at sneaking and stealthery. And
I can
he
sneak. Now,
left us,
suddenly,
climbed a
all of
tree, and
sudden,
jumped
because
off
I've got
into
the
the
skill.
They use those sneaking skills to
jump
get out
into
of this
trees
place.
and escape.
Kind of miss that
Okay.
guy.
I can sneak.
I mean,
Can you, Stone?
here's
Can ya?
here's the thing, fellas. Would you like Ricardo to have come back?
Nah.
Because if you want him to be an NPC, he can be an NPC. That's the thing. Like, it's possible for him to have that, right? I mean, he's a part of your crew. He has a curse, for the most part. And he does have a specific set of skills that none of you lads have. So it would be too hard to assume if you wanted to have him in the group. I just removed him because reasons.
I mean, as far as it goes,
I mean, he's still on the island, so let's be
I mean,
clear.
he ran off into the sunset. So I would not have a problem with him coming back or us looking for him, like, if we don't all die here. But I think with no way of communicating with him and him being chased down by wolves or running away from the wolves, there's no real narrative reason that we would have met up with him again.
Got it. Cool. All right, then. Moving forward, how do you...
As useful as he would be, I just...
So I want to ask something, because in my my hubris is bitterness, and receive a hero point when you bring up old grudges, bad feelings, or when bad feelings when doing so will lead to trouble. So if I were to play it that I wanted to kill that guy and it's led us into more trouble because he's still alive, do I get a hero point? Is that how that works?
If it leads you into trouble, yeah.
Okay.
Like...
And we were in the middle of peaceful negotiations, and you decided this guy had to be stabbed. So,
I mean, that would be hero point for the last episode, except that was literally what we ended on, right? However, if you were to, say, manage to sneak in and then break your stealth just to fucking fuck with this dude, then yeah, I would say that's worth a hero point. Like, that's literally being Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. That's right up there. Right?
Yeah.
So.
or, if you just decided while we're standing around on the perimeter to start yelling challenges to Samosa.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do that, I mean, that's one way you can handle the situation. Though it would be a different thing altogether for you, so. Well,
I could distract them all, and perhaps you guys could sneak in and get that dude out of the
okay, I'll tell you what I'll
place
do.
of power.
I'll tell you what I'll do. As you guys are looking down with your eagle eyes, you do see a man who is in chains being pushed up the mountain by two other people.
Is it the dude I got the hat from? I really hope he's still alive.
I want to follow them. I want to follow where they're taking him.
You guys are like on a hill, a precipice, looking down on this, and they're walking it to the. They're a distance away, and they're walking it up the patrolled path. Just so you know, to the mouth of this mountain.
Okay.
So as a Thrinian, I have a passive called Eagle Eyes, and I can make out details from very.
Oh really?
very
You
long
actually
distances.
do?
No, I'm just fucking.
I've got eagle eyes. As long as you
Do you really?
as long as you have a clear line of sight, you can see perfectly out to a distance of 1 mile. If you use a spyglass,
Oh,
you
shit, yeah, actually,
can,
Yeah, you do. You actually do.
you can
Push
even
this Josh and
pick out fine
and he-
details
he
such
could.
as inscriptions carved into a wedding band. If you make a wrist,
Fucking really? On a wedding band? Jesus Christ, that's like 40-40 vision right there.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I mean, it's Ricardo. You see him being led up the mountain in chains. So.
Stone gets up and he just charges. Stone is charging right at them.
Stone, what up?
I'm using my
Stone!
hubris.
Yeah. What's that?
You receive a hero point when your hero goes back for a fallen comrade or refuse to leave a wounded ally. He's in chains. He's fallen, technically.
Right. Stone, would you please tell us what you saw before running off?
Also,
It's-
right now, no. I'm going to say that you don't say anything and you keep running.
Okay.
The hell, he's running off again. Damn it.
Well, he's running towards them. Come on, lads. Looks
look
like Stone
angry.
has chosen our approach for us.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so
Going in from the front.
now let's make this an action scene then, right? Your intent here is to harm.
Hell yeah.
All right. Then.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, mother trucker.
So let's say that the men patrolling this pathway numbers in the 4, and then there's 2 men keeping Ricardo in irons, pushing him up the mountain. So 6 duders. Do you bring your duders with you and your wolves is with you?
No,
Yeah,
it's just me.
I said, come on, lads. We're going
just-
in.
Okay.
It's just me. Just me.
Yeah, you just ran off by
But
yourself.
we ran after you.
We
Sure.
ran after you.
All right then. Cool. So the way that group combat works is that they are a glob and a glob. You have a glob of men and a glob of doggos. They have their own health pools, 5 and 8, right? And basically, 8 does 8 damage, 5 does 5 damage. When they take damage, their number goes down and their strength goes down. So that's essentially how that works. What is the general intent of their... are they just going to be following your lead, I guess, for now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get some approaches from everyone. I want to start with James.
I'm gonna try and knock as many of their blocks off as possible.
So you want to get all punchy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be entirely
Ross.
honest, I would say that James and the 6 are probably going to act before Prylor, I, and the Glob even get there. Because he just took off at a run, and I would have to give commands to follow him. So
Well,
if we
that
assume-
that really all depends on the raises, though. So
Okay.
I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I get more raises, it would make no sense for me to act before James.
okay, cool. All right, cool. So let us do a thing. James, roll me your approach, please. So, brawn / what?
Brawl.
Brawl. All right. Bonus dice, and I guess for you, that would be a extra dice as well. Oh, you're on 4, right? So 4.
Every 15.
Yeah, you can make 15, right?
Every 15 is 2 successes.
Yeah. If you well, you have to make 15. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right, go for it, my man.
Right, let's figure. Wow. Ignore that one then. I'm not re-rolling. Do I have to take the re-roll if I re-roll
No.
lower dice than...
No, you just take the higher of the 2.
So 9 plus 6 is a 15.
Okay. Yep.
7 plus 7 plus 4 is 15,
Yeah.
and 6 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. So you have 3 15s, 6 raises.
6 raises. That's decent. It's a good start.
Do I have any leftovers?
No, you used them all. No, you might have that 9 left over actually.
You have a 9 left over.
Okay. And you're gonna be aggressive, yeah?
Hell yeah.
All right. Prylor, aka Yawn. What is your approach, my man? Following the lead, attacking a man's.
Give me 1 second. Sorry.
How many are there?
6 with 4.
6, right?
Yeah, 6. There's 4 patrolling and 2 pushing men up.
I will. I guess I'll just do brawl as well.
Okay. Go ahead. Brawl with what?
Brawl. brawl with brawn.
Okay, roll it up. Bonus dice. Let's see. Brawn. Oh, so you get a reroll. And you get an extra dice as well. Alright, so 1. Your 2 rolls into a 2 and makes it a 2. So 1, 2, 3. So you get 3 with 2 left over. That looks of it. Yeah. Oh no, you got a bonus die in there as well, so 4 actually. Yeah. Yep. So you got 4
with no leftover.
With no leftover, and you're being aggressive as well. All right, Eugene.
All right, so sucks that I used my bonus die for convince on a thing that didn't actually happen because he just ran away, but is what it is.
It's also worth pointing out, like, that's a part of his curse, to be honest with you. So he gave up his fear. So
no. I was saying that it was. I'm planning on using convince, and I used convince at the beginning of the episode in an action sequence that immediately dissolved, and I didn't get to do anything, but I still used it for the sequence. I was lamenting my bonus die.
I mean, you still get a bonus die from your armor.
Well, there's that. So as we're trundling down the hill, I imagine Stone with his long legs is quite a bit in front of me. Prylor, who is not fat, is also probably a bit in front of me. But as I'm trundling up, in my now very ornate heavy armor, yeah, as I get into range, I flourish the sword and say, "Lads, you're outnumbered. Surrender or die."
So you're intimidating?
I want to convince them to surrender. Fine. Join us or die. How about that?
Sure. I'll accept that.
You're gonna convince him, and I'm gonna stab one.
Well, I mean, having 2 people massacre the shit out of somebody is pretty goddamn convincing to put down your sword.
All right. And remember, brutes and wolves and enemy dudes always go last. Yeah. Always. This is how it works. All right. So convince. All right. So 10 and 10 is 2.
It's a panache, so I have an automatic success.
And that takes one of the 3s.
Yeah.
So you got 10, 10, and 10, and then that rerolls also a 10. It takes one of the 3s, so you got 1 3 left over.
Yeah. So I got a 6 and a 4, then a 6, 5, and a 3.
Well, honestly, what you would do in that situation normally is you just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Roll the bonus dice, but because that counts.
Oh, I got the bonus die for the armor.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry, my bad. So you've got 10, 10, and 10. So that's 3. And then you've got 6 and 4, which is another 10. And you've got 5 and 6, which is another 10.
And I have 3 left over. So 5 with 1 left over.
Yeah. That's what I'm reading. All right. Okay. And I will buy that off of you, my sir.
Righto.
And add.
Could I get a quick reminder on what hero points do, other than let you use abilities?
You mean you want to know what the danger pool does?
Well, I would love to know what you can do to us.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also like to know what we can do with our hero points.
Absolutely. So the hero points, either he or the GM activates his series hubris. So yeah, hubris is something that you guys have to spend. Oh wait. No, that's gaining. Sorry, my bad. Using hero points. Add 1 bonus d10 to his roll before a risk. You can spend as many hero points to do this. Add 3 bonus d10s to another hero's roll before a risk. So you can't do it after. Activate a special ability on his hero sheet. And take action while helpless.
Awesome. Thank you for that rundown, Mr. GM.
In terms of... Mm-hmm.
Did I get a hero point for activating my hubris?
Which was what?
Loyal.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah.
So you should be at 2.
Yes.
Loyal.
In terms of what I can spend it on, I can increase the total needed for a raise by 5 for a risk or a round. This affects every single hero in the scene. Adds 2 dice to any villain die pool. Activates a brute squad special ability, which is to capture people and take them away. Activate a villain special ability or murder. You can commit murder with it.
If we're helpless,
If
can
you're
use
helpless, yes.
danger pool to just gig us.
To coup de grace, yes. Essentially.
That's just rude.
Yeah, that's just rude! I built this character with blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, the good news is, generally, if he's using his danger pool to make things really bad for us to the point where we get to helpless, it's unlikely that he'll still have enough danger pool to then insta-gib us.
Mm-hmm. Like, making you go up by another raise is difficult. Like, if I were to use it on James, he'd have to get a 20 to get 2, but he could still physically do it. Like, it would increase the cost by 5, and that would actually fuck a lot of you, given your current roles, like, if I did that last time. Okay. The order is James, followed by Eugene, followed by Prylor, followed by my brutes, followed by your brutes, followed by the wolves. Yeah? I'm also going to add in here that by order 3... order 4. We'll put order 4 in here. So, Prylor, you get to go first before that happens. One of them is going to run off and alert the other people. By order 2, sound is going to be enough to, alert them. So, if you don't want someone to run off and alert them, you got to deal with that, paying it off with a raise, essentially. And the other one is by order 2, you have to have silenced all the men. Right, that's essentially what that is, and you can buy that off by either convincing them or killing them or knocking them unconscious, that sort of stuff. So, all right, so 4, turn 4, alerting reinforcements, and turn 2, sound of battle. Alerting reinforcements. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, then. So, James. Yawn. What is your first call of action?
Stone, don't you mean?
Sorry, stone, yes.
How many are there?
There's well, the way that it's working is there's 1 down the bottom. There's 2 pushing Ricardo up the thing. There's 1 behind him, and then there's 2 standing on guard, basically at the door. So.
And are they considered one brute squad?
Yes, they are.
Wipe them out.
I've got 6 things, haven't I? 6.
Actually, you know what? I would consider the 2 at the top set far enough removed from the others that the 4 down below are 1 and the 2 up the top are a different one.
Okay.
So that way, you can the alerting reinforcements on turn 4 is specifically those 2 at the top, right? Like if you can deal with those 2 in such a way, then they won't alert reinforcements. So.
Okay, so Stone charges out of the shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of like clotheslined the 2 that were pushing Ricardo up.
Okay, so you run past the first one that's on the bottom. Because remember, there was one, and then the two pushing Ricardo, then another one, and then the two. Imagine it like a pathway going up a mountain, essentially. So you would have to run past one of them, which you can perfectly do. It's fine. You can do that. It's not a big deal.
Sure.
Now, remind me, what did we decide? Like, you could do damage to as many of them as you wanted if you had the points for it? Is that what we decided was the thing? Okay, yeah. Well, as long as it makes narrative sense, right?
I mean, he does the number of wounds based on the number of raises he spends to do it.
Yeah, that's what
as long as it's one brute squad, he can do as much as he wants. Narrative.
Okay, so yeah, I run out at the one in the back, kick him with as much force as I can, so he sort of like goes flying into a tree and falls down unconscious on the tree or possibly dead, if you get what I mean. So run out, boot him. He goes flying into the trees.
Yep.
And then turn around and just run up to the other guys and just slam their heads together.
Okay.
Or use three of my raises to do that.
Sure. Absolutely. So. Okay, so you do 3 damage to one group. All right. Okay. Eugene, convince. That is your chosen direction, my man.
So seeing the 2 guards next to what I'm assuming is a signaling fire.
Well, I mean, they're next to statues. It's not next to a signaling fire. They're just next to the entrance to the mountain.
Okay.
So it's not like they.
I mean, you said there were signaling fires, so I was just going to.
Yeah, just up the pathway, up the mountain. Sort of thing. Yeah, just.
So now that now that Stone has cleared the pathway up to those 2 men, I'm going to dog bark, freaking doggos.
I mean, the wolves are aggressive, man. That's it. Super aggressive.
Sorry. So I'm with my sword out and my impressive shiny armor. Lads, I don't want to have to kill more of you than need be. I'd much rather you join me. Get off this godforsaken island.
You yelling, or are you going up to them?
I'm within talking distance.
All right, so you'd have to go past the point where, like, if you want to be in talking distance of the guys on top of them, because it's like a sort of like a weavy sort of thing. You'd have to be around where Stone is, essentially. Like, you'd have to be in that sort of
like I said,
vicinity.
he cleared the path by murdering the shit out of all those dudes.
Yep. So that's where you are? That's where you want to be?
Yeah, that is.
I'm just trying to get a mental map.
A mental picture of where we are.
Yeah.
So I now caught up with Stone. I'm calling for these men to lay down their arms and join us in our effort to get off this island and make some actual money. Their other option is to meet the same fate that these unfortunate bastards did.
Let's take a look here then. So essentially what that would mean is you would need to spend a risk per person if you wanted to convince these men to do so. It's kind of weird how that works, right? Like how you can just straight up convince them, but you are a PC and these are dumb idiot people. So I'm willing to I can understand how Wreckage was like, that feels wrong. As a GM, it does feel wrong to just be like,
but this is a system of superheroes.
This is a system of superheroes, yes. So sure.
And villains are honestly arguably way stronger than they
Oh
have
yeah,
anyway.
100%. And I have a feeling that I should be making a lot more villains, a lot less powerful, and just have more of them, right?
Just level
Um,
5 villains.
yeah, something like that. You know, like
Oh,
and
I was reading a thing about the villains that I
Mhm.
thought was actually really cool.
what's that?
So you've been rolling 10d10,
Mhm.
which tells us approximately the strength of that villain. At least we
Yeah.
can guess it.
Yeah.
But you can roll up to their villainy level. So you could be like, oh yeah, he's just rolling 5d10. So we assume that he's a low level villain, and then bam, 15d10 because F you, that's why.
A villain never has to reveal his true power to heroes. It literally
like,
says
hold
it here.
back.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool, man.
Isn't it though?
That
I didn't
is
know if
kinda-
you had read
I
that.
did.
I
I
read it,
did
I
not
was
know
like-
that. That's kind of cool. I'll have to keep that in mind.
So it gives you a lot of narrative room to be like, oh yeah, this guy's just a little piddly waist. No.
It's
Mhm.
like that scene from Princess Bride. I have something to tell you. I am not left-handed.
I am not left-handed.
Sure. So you want to convince both these men, so that'll cost
Yeah,
you 2.
so I will spend 2 raises to get them to join our team of turncoat pirates.
All right then. You also need to spend So here's the thing: prior law would then have to, like, if you don't spend the another raise to buy off the consequence of alerting the reinforcements as well.
I will spend I will spend 3 raises total.
Okay, cool, absolutely. Like that as a whole. Not only do you convince these men, but you also convince them to not like tell their friends about it, right? Send postcode home to mum.
Well, I imagine the first thing I do is get them to stand their ground and not call for reinforcements, and then I convince them to
yeah,
join us.
you do the raptor thing. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, like whoa, girl.
That's exactly what I was
whoa.
thinking at the beginning of this scene. I was like, he just runs up like, whoa.
And they're like
That's
following
hilarious,
his
they bring
hands and shit. They're like,
You're right.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, he's an alpha raptor.
So, you're not going to be able to convince these men to turn coats, but you are going to be able to convince them to stand down in this instance, right? They're ultimately going to see where the tide of this entire conflict goes before they make a decision where they want to go. So they're
I
not
need
going
people
to.
to man the ship. So
Yeah, they're not going to bolster your forces, but they are not going to fight you.
that is a fair outcome.
Cool.
I need men. I need men who can sail.
I run up, and that's not good enough. I know.
You still have one dude down the mountain you can murder. Just murder that dude. Let's
So
move
that
on.
cost you 3. So you are now at 1 of. No, you're at 2 of. I upgraded the
5.
wrong thing. So you're at 2 of 5 with your raises. So prior law, would you like to have a turn?
You said there's one more guy.
There is one more dude, and also Ricardo has yet to be unchambered.
I think getting the control over that one guy is, I don't know.
Go ahead and murder him. You know you want to.
Yeah.
He didn't give up like these guys did, so murder him.
Yeah, I'll run over to him and I will snap his neck.
All right. You can spend 2 points to not have the sound of battle come into play here. But also, so the way that works, you'll be
And
down to
4, right?
3, right? So someone needs to spend a point to buy off the consequences of the sound of battle, right? Whatever magical means that is, it means that, you know, the combat has happened silently because your group decided, to calm down your men as well, right? It could also be like that. So how do you guys want to do about that? Because there's still that one consequence left over. So you can kill this man, no problem. You stab him, snap his neck, whatever it is that you want to do. You have 3 of 4 left over. There is still the sound of battle that needs to be bought off. So, your men are getting, they do that Mountain Blade thing when the battle ends, they all roar into the air.
I mean, how many points did I spend? And I had 4, right? So
Yeah,
I
you
spent-
have spent 1, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll spend whatever I need to calm down.
So you spend 1. Tell us how you're doing it.
It's a narrative, man. Weave it for me.
It's like, but how do I do that? Because I rolled for brawn or brawl. Was it brawl? Yeah, brawl and brawn. Or
Well, I mean, you punch
how
one
is
of the
that?
dudes in the face and say, "Shut your mouth." You know, like you tell me, man.
All right.
The only thing
'Cause
is,
it just seems like I don't
your
know.
approach is aggressive. So if you aggressively make your men stop screaming in the air a victory shout, then that's what happens. You know, like
I guess I would. I'd
remember,
snap
these
the
are the
guy's
pla-
neck, and then I'd single. I'd signal to them as in like, keep your voices down. I wouldn't want to shout out because that's going to cause more of a commotion.
cool.
So yeah, I'd kind of.
So you're saying you do it non-aggressively?
Yes.
Okay, that'll cost you 2 things to do. Is that you cool with that?
Yeah.
All right then. Welcome to 7 Seas. It all makes sense now. All right, so there is no one left on this starting battlefield. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to search pockets for a key to get Ricardo out of the chains.
Oh yeah, no, that's probably what it is. Like, yeah, these guys would have, you know, the key required to do that. I'm gonna say that is, you know, you would have to buy that off, right? So that would take a raise to
I've
do
got
that.
2.
Yep.
I've got 2 raises.
You
still
got 3 left
remaining.
over. So
Oh, okay.
do you want to spend one to
Yeah,
basically
sure.
find the key and unlock Ricardo? Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll just start ripping pockets open because I'm aggressive. Literally just ripping the pockets up, you know, till I find something. Or I turn them up and shake them. Yeah, in fact, that's what I'll turn them up and shake them.
Their limp corpses just dangling in the wind. Yeah. Some crap falls out, like wood pipes and, you know, a box of tinder and oh, there's a key.
Okay, and then I'll unkey,
Unlock.
unlock Ricardo.
He rubs his wrist and he looks up at you and he's like, "Oh God, give me a second." Friends, I honestly thought that you were dead.
No, we went down the hole. It was quite safe down there. You should have come rather than Tarzaned it.
Well, let me put it in another perspective. I saw you get dragged off by wolves. I wasn't going to go down.
Wolves.
Yes, but how do I... You are a man of...
I came up to get you. You'd gone. You'd gone before when I came back up.
Yes, I'm quite competent to survive some wolves. I figured that if my friends were dead, I would match up with the next available group of people, and, well, they weren't as friendly. They had questions I could not answer.
I don't blame you at all.
Of course. I mean, they're about as trustworthy as a sea goat. I don't know.
What is a sea goat?
Oh, just really
Curious.
people that. Fuck's sake.
What is a sea goat?
Oh, it's a creature of myth and legend. It's like it
So like a
lies.
seahorse, but like a goat.
Yeah,
What is a
It's-
seahorse?
it's like a horse, but it's in the
little-
sea.
I thought horses could not swim.
No,
Yeah,
but these are
it's a little-
seahorses. They're like horses that go in the sea.
So they're a tiny horse that swim in the ocean.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. I read it in a book once.
The hardest thing to believe out of all of that is the fact that you can read.
I can't.
That is what I assumed.
Eric, where'd you get the rations?
Ah, you've brought sandwiches for everyone. How nice of you.
They look like burger boxes. Has he
So-
got a burger?
Friends, what is it that you're doing here?
They're
Why?
rescuing you.
Well, I mean, they were taking me to see the captain. They did not trust me, which is fair. I would not trust me either if I showed up several months
Well-
after the appointed date of arrival.
But he's going to backstab us and kill us. So we're going to try and take him out.
The captain? Oh, he was always a piece of shit, but I did not... Why would he do that? There's not many people on this island.
So there's 3 magical places, right? 1, 2, 3.
He like
And,
turns to the other group and is like, "What is actually going on in this island?"
There's 3 magical places.
He's not wrong, Ricardo.
He's telling us.
There are magic.
They're pretty rubbish because you can't they can create anything and affect anything, and if you control all 3, you can affect anything, but only on this island. That's it. So it's pretty shit. If you want to go elsewhere and like you can make a load of gold, but as soon as you leave the island, it vanishes. So it's pretty pointless. I mean, you can. Be the
So
richest
what
man
you're
alive.
saying is that you could reinforce the island to be a literal fortress, and when a wall blows up for whatever reason, it will be instantly repaired? I don't know. That sounds pretty fucking good for a pirate hideout, don't you think?
Maybe as a hideout, but it's not very good for anything else because you still need to
It's
like.
still very powerful. And I have thought
Yes,
of
lads. Which is why we're going to take it.
exactly.
Now, I've always thought that, Eric, you had a pair of eggs on you. But how is the 4 of... And he looks over and he sees like you've got like an army of dudes waiting there. He's like, how is the handful of us going to take on the captain? As you said, he has places of power.
He has a place of power.
Yeah, we
We
got 2
have-
out of the 3.
Oh, we have a majority now. Well, why don't we just make more men from the place of power?
It doesn't
Can't
work
make
like
men,
that.
Ricardo. It seems to be more simplistic magic than that. You can make simple items, armor, clothes, but
Anything that's
living
not alive,
flesh
nothing.
seems above its power.
Then why not make them out of stone?
You're far more
Why would you wanna
comfortable
make
with
them-
magic than I, apparently.
Why do you want to make them out of me anyway? That makes no sense.
Well, yeah, meat is very soft and squishy, and it has problem with circulation. Honestly, I don't understand the problem. Is it okay? Fine, we need to kill this man. Obviously, I don't like him very much. However, why not we continue with the actual plan at what we had, or what I had at least, was to get close and to puncture his neck.
Well, you were the only one among us who had that skill set. And, well,
Stabbing a
stones,
man, I did. That is the way that I see it.
Getting close enough to stab a man without that man being on guard.
Well,
against such-
I mean, you've ruined my guise of deception, but you have his crew with him, well, I guess former crew with him now, right? Why don't we just continue with that same plan?
lads,
What was the plan?
Get as close as we can, and then we all stab him at the same time.
Have a look at the clothes that these pirates are wearing. Like, what are they wearing?
Whatever you
I
gave
mean,
them.
they're,
to
they're
wear.
all wearing like nice
So,
winter clothes
Go,
now.
go through this again.
No,
how,
the dead
how
ones.
are you planning on getting close to him?
The dead ones.
They're just wearing the clothes that they normally have.
So
Well,
not
we'll
nice winter clothes.
I mean, this part
How
of
do
the map is not desolate winter. Remember, he can control the weather. So his side of the island he controls is a normal island for the most part. So the plan, once more for you, I understand why it's so hard for you to keep up, but I will slow it down for you, friend. Imagine we are being taken to the captain because the boys want to show off their goods that they've found. Namely
I
me and maybe you as well.
I understand that.
We get
My-
into the same room as him. Oh no, my cuffs fell off. Oh no, I put my sword inside of them.
I understand that, but we left a guy alive that saw that we knocked out all these guys, and more than likely he's with them.
Why did you do that?
Don't know, Eric. Why did we do that?
Well, the plan, Bjorn, wants
I
to
thought
get
you hated the
Samosa to
man.
join us.
You want them to join you, but you hate them?
I do not hate the men. I hate
the
the captain.
Okay, but clearly one ran back to him.
Yes, well, we were in the middle of talking with Samosa, and
Which
Bjorn
one was
got
Samosa again? Was that the one with the
the
funny
watch
eye?
captain of the third shift.
He likes Indian.
What is Indian?
I don't know, something that we eat.
Sounds like a bread of some sort. Anyway, fine. Okay. You shit in the pot. I guess we can't do... Literally the oldest con in the book. It would have been fine if you just... I don't know, tied him
You
up.
were in shackles, Ricardo.
Do you think the shackles could hold me for long? I was working on that.
They're iron shackles.
I literally had my hand inside of the man's trousers finding it.
What you do with your hand in another man's trousers is your own business,
Well, where
Ricardo.
else are you going to put a key if it's not in your trousers?
Well, that plan will not work. Samosa will most
Hang on,
likely...
hang on.
You have my
Right.
attention.
What happens if we dressed up? Get some of you guys to dress up as them.
I think the plan is that they already know that these men are coming, right? I mean, he like looks at the other crew members, right? The ones that you brought. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember any of their faces, but maybe Samosa does.
The watch captain certainly would. It wasn't that big a boat.
Aye. So what are we doing? Standing here?
I say we take our men. We ask these two gentlemen anything that we need to know. Then we go kill ourselves a captain, save as many of the crew as we can, and then get off this godforsaken isle.
Fine, but you'll have to excuse me. I don't wish to actually dirty my hands with the blood of a man who names himself after a Roland.
That's fine. Maybe you could find out some more information for us while we talk to these individuals.
What would you like to know? Where they
How
keep
many
their
men he has
pants?
left, where they are.
Well, I assume that they're in the mountain.
How deep is the mountain? Are there multiple passes?
Fine. I will take a look around. Where do you want me to come back?
We can wait for you here 30 minutes.
Okay, I suppose. He like takes the pistol off the man, and he takes the a saber as well. He's like, if I do not come back in 30 minutes, it's probably because I came up with a better plan.
That's fair. You're a free man.
He'll saunter up into the cave mouth and go inside.
You worked so hard to give him back. I got rid of him immediately. I'm a horrible person.
Oh, don't worry. It's something as a PC would have done as well. So,
A disposable NPC with skills.
ha! The GM's player character back in action. Maybe he'll die. Probably not. But yeah.
I'm sure he'll be safe.
So his plan was to sneak us in there.
His
And
plan
then-
was to pretend to be captured,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then as we got close to the captain,
But he wouldn't stab the captain.
Yeah, he probably would have. He just wouldn't have killed him.
Okay, that's right.
He has no problems harming people, just not.
The
being a
Bible
person
is a
that-
little fuzzy on kneecapping.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make that money back somehow, and that bitch ain't paying. So So you guys want to wait, or do you want to go in?
Oh, I mean, I told him I'm going to wait, so I'm going to wait.
He'll come back in about 20 minutes.
So I do want to talk to the two that put down their arms and agreed not to fight, and see if I can get any information from them about how many lads left in the crew, and any any tricks or anything that we would have for us. Like, do they have a cannon pointing at the mouth of the cave? That kind of stuff.
So real quickly, I just want to take a look at whether or not I can make this a risk. Okay, sure. All right then. All right. Here's what I'll say. This will be a normal risk, right?
Okay.
What would your approach like to be? Convince?
Well, I mean, yeah, I already convinced them to lay down their arms.
But this is specifically to
this is
interrogate them or something like that, right? So, I believe there is like some sort of interrogate, right? Tempt? Ooh, yeah, tempt. I think we'll go with that. That seems like a pretty good one.
Show a little leg.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, because right now you've convinced them to lay down their arms and see who the victor is, right?
And now I'm going to try to tempt them to act against their nature to give me more information.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm down. So this is the first time I've used it. So I only have one skill in tempt, but it is panache.
Yep.
So I'm going to take off my bonus die and just assume that's going to be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, because that works for just the trait,
skill.
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
So let's roll some tempt.
Show them that farmer's tan.
So that's going to be
Three
three
raises?
successes with 1 dice left.
Yeah, so 3 raises with 1 dice. Okay. Yeah, so he is going to look upon your face, and these are the things that you need to buy off. So you can either gain a piece of information that might be truthful, for one. So I'm going to add, how many did you get?
3.
3. So I'm going to add 4 things here, right? So you get to choose 3 of the 4, right? That's how I see this, right? You can choose whatever you like. So you can gain information about the numbers. Numbers of men. You can gain information about the layout. You can gain information about surprises. And you can gain information about rumors or plans. Your choice of those things.
Let's go with rumors and plans.
Okay.
Even though I'm pretty sure I've got the numbers just because I can math. He had 40 and we've done a fair chunk of whittling.
But he also kills people for fun. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask for numbers.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask for surprises.
All right. So, surprises. Well, he talks about how they have that there is a set path that they need to follow on the tiled floor on the entrance of this place. Not doing so means that they saw a man get cut in half by a swinging axe. There's also a tripwire that's connected to a cannon in one of the hallways that leads to the bed chambers. So it's actually, one of the men actually remarks it's actually kind of funny watching half the men jump over this particular portion in the hallway in order to go sleep. And it's a special, like, they actually have a game to see which one is going to be so tired from their watch that they're going to trip
They
it.
get a cannonball to the face.
Yeah, right. And the number of men, it's down to just 22 these days. So mostly because the traps keep getting them.
Now, was that 22 before these guys got murdered and mutinied?
22, like, they're just like, oh, it's about
About 22 men in the barracks. Roughly. Yeah.
They can't count higher than 22. That's the thing.
So we got 22 dudes and the captain.
We're not stupid. All right? We know how to put a man's face to a number.
Where are you from?
Pardon me.
Why does it matter where I'm from?
I believe you were telling me about rumors and plans.
Ah, yes. Well, once the captain manages to get the entire island back from that traitorous swine booker, we're going to turn this island into a right fortress. We're going to mine the earth and make a trade with most of the places around here. And when the ships come a-knocking, we're going to start parting. And you know what? A magical island with all the defenses in the world is the best place to live. All the food a man could want, all the drink a man could want. And the captain's even saying about trying to make women folk for us too.
So the thing can make food? I'm sorry. Just completely out of character. But I thought it couldn't make food.
It can make.
It can make
This
food.
is me
Yeah,
asking
out
you.
of character. Yeah, I thought we made like drinks and stuff, but we drink it and then it wouldn't.
Yeah, I remember we had a weird
Actually have
conversation about like
benefits.
if you ate something and then left the island, what would happen to your poop.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if we decided that it actually could make organic matter.
Well, in this case, it would. If the captain's talking about, like, I'm only going to tell you what these men will give you, right? And I'm not going to do
No,
it in pirate
I'm
talk.
asking about what we know of the magic.
Oh, well, you know the magic is once you leave the island, it doesn't work anymore, right? So, you know, for example, if they somehow were able to make a functioning human being, then, you know, they wouldn't be able to exist outside of this thing, right? Same thing could be said for food. But let's say they make an unlimited supply of orange trees. And those orange trees grow oranges. What's to say that those orange trees that the oranges are made from don't actually end up being actual food?
But that's what I was saying. It's like I was under the impression, and I'm not sure why, I don't remember at this point, that they could make inanimate, inorganic things. They could make clothes, they could make armor, they could make guns and bullets. But complex things, alchemical things, organic matter, living things was beyond the power of the place.
To the person who's inside the actual, you know, the whoever controls the place of power. Kind of like how prior law, Yorn could make really ornate and interesting and powerful weapons. Someone with an understanding of microbiology, for example, might be able to do that.
Which is nobody.
Yeah, but let's say a surgeon steps into that place, right? A surgeon would have like an understanding of the time of biology, right? To a degree. The same thing could be said for, let's say, you, June. You step into this place, right? You have an understanding of farming. What's to say that you can't make incredibly rich soil or, say, seeds that bloom bigger fruit, you know? Things like that. That's essentially how that sort of stuff would work.
So it can create whatever the person inside of it understands.
Let's say that you really understand the female anatomy, right? No.
I don't.
Yeah, no one does.
It's incredibly confusing.
But yeah, that's sort of like the big lofty promises and the rumors and plans that the captain has set forth. However, you also don't understand what complete power over the island actually does. Who's to say that with all three pillars that the limitations are removed, right? Like that sort of stuff is lofty at best. You don't see these guys running around with better weaponry. You don't see them running around with better clothing either. So either the captain's purposely limiting his access or he can't control a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that sort of stuff happening in here too.
I got you. Well, lads, Thank you for the information. Not sure. Well,
Well, we were just talking. We didn't
yeah,
turn
yeah.
signs or
Of
nothing.
course. So we just lads talking, just
Aye.
shooting the shit.
Just talking. Nothing.
Just
We
talking.
didn't turn coat. Captain's not gonna be angry at us if you manage to get your head smashed.
Listen, whichever way this goes, you was just out here talking.
Just talking.
And should it go my way, if you were out here just talking and then needed some employment, well, conversation for a different day.
Just talking.
Just talking.
After you finished doing your thing, Ricardo will come back. And he's got like a little scar on his head.
Scar or star?
Scar. Like a
Okay. I was like, he found like a sticker?
Yes, I have an intrinsic knowledge of paper crafts.
What happened?
It's the funniest thing. An axe
Did you
fell
step
from
on
the
tiles
ceiling.
the right way?
I mean, any layman could see that they were weighted to a degree. But yes, I did find an axe in the ceiling, if that's what you're asking.
Did you find anything else?
Well, I know where the chamber is, if you'd like to go there.
That would be lovely.
I assume it's the chamber. It was glowing green. I can only assume that is the color of magic.
Did it have a spinning thing going about faster than you've ever gone in a horse and buggy?
So you mean like 8 horsepower?
About 8 horsepower, yeah.
Yes, that was inside the room, yes. Name of the episode, 8 horsepower.
Did you see any men? Just overheard in conversation, there's about 22 left. Well, minus
my count was above 10, but I did not stick around to get an actual head count, you know.
Well, that's fair.
You see Samosa?
Let's go see if we can get the 3rd place of power and see what happens.
Samosa, what did he look like again?
Bronze skin, like a man who'd stayed in the sun his whole
He
life.
looked like a pirate.
No, they all look like pirates.
You know, no eye patch, which was a bit throwing. Shaved head. Bit of a pencil mustache, honestly quite odd. About 6'3", reasonably muscular.
Yes, I saw the man you are talking about. He had the ear of Ratbeard.
He's a watch captain. That's not terribly surprising.
Yeah, that
So you
woman.
saw the captain himself.
It's hard not to see the man. He was also with that woman.
What woman?
Ah, what was her name?
I honestly don't remember, but
Susie?
What woman? I can't remember a woman. What woman?
there was another watch captain that was.
Yeah, it was the watch
Can't remember
captain
her name,
that Henley originally tried to make friends with, and then she did not.
I don't think
Take
we ever
that
got
one.
her name, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna call Susie.
Ah, Susie.
Susie
Still me Susie.
Sarandon. No,
Seaside Susie.
you know what? Let's just Seaside Susie.
Seaman Sue.
Actually,
Well, no.
I mean, calling her a seaman is, I guess, well, what she does. It's like calling you Idiot Stone.
Hey, Ricardo.
What, you don't make... you don't have a profession of idiot in your place?
No.
Well,
Where
how,
I'm from,
who
the
else?
term is an insult.
Well, I mean, what else do you tell the man who is the one you poke fun at for money?
Is that not what stone
think
used
our
to do?
countries are very different, Ricardo.
You don't have men to entertain the rich and noble?
Ricardo, I have a farm.
Well, you don't have an idiot on your farm? What do you do when you are bored?
Well, they have me.
Oh,
but-
so you are the idiot from your farm.
No, Ricardo. It was a jest.
Yes, I've also heard them to be called that as well.
Right. Lead on to the chamber.
Okay. Follow me. Watch where you step. I do not wish to be... well, actually, I wouldn't even know what to do with a head wound, so... so Ricardo...
You want me to look at yours?
Ricardo will jump to the side and scooch across. He won't step on any of the tiles.
Didn't we figure out what the tiles were? Like, didn't they
Is
tell
he
us what the
lying?
tiles were?
What do you mean?
Is he hiding something?
Is who hiding something?
Ricardo?
What would he be lying
No,
about?
that's just his nature.
I don't know. No, I just reckon he's going to double cross us, but
Ricardo is
Really?
incredibly trustworthy.
That would be hilarious.
I trust him implicitly, and it's definitely not because of my negative. I trust him implicitly.
I would suggest avoiding the tiles altogether, my friends. It is too much hassle to work out which ones are trapped. Just assume they all are.
Didn't we find out which ones were trapped like 2 seconds ago?
I mean, the people told you which ones are trapped, but they also warned you that, you know,
There's a tripwire with a cannon?
there's a drip by the cannon, and that, you know, that they... Here's the thing about this place, is that it changes on the daily, right? Like,
maybe
So-
they get the gunpowder.
surprise, surprise, they probably make it magically.
I don't
Anyway,
think we
well,
could
I'll
do
follow
that.
Ricardo, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? God damn it. They told me which ones were good. I believe those mother truckers.
All right. See, this is
So,
information
I'm
Ricardo doesn't have, so I'm telling
not
you that's how he
truckers.
did
So
it.
I am
They say
going to
that-
walk down the path that they told me was good to go on these tiles.
You remember that scene from Destiny 2 when you had to jump across the platforms in a particular order? It's like that.
No, because I never played Destiny
No.
2.
It's like Indiana Jones. You know that scene where he walks along the tiles in a particular order?
Yeah, there
It's
you
like
go.
that.
Yahweh. Starts with a J.
So you do that. You actually, like, the men sort of watch you do it. And you're fine. You paid the risk in order to get the rumors, and you got what you got. Or the surprises. Do you guys follow suit? How do you handle this?
What are we supposed to do?
I would.
Yahweh. It starts with a J.
I will follow Eric's exact footsteps.
Stone looks at what's on the floor and not understand what any of it means.
It's just tiles, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm making a.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not. They're just like, you know, they're just like sequentially colored, basically. So they're not like
I
numbered or
imagine it's
nothing.
more like that puzzle from Undertale.
Yeah, it's a little like that. Yeah, except you know.
Like all of the tiles are blue except for the white ones, which just happen to be the
Is there a
ones
way to
that you're
disable
supposed
it
to
so we
step
can get our
on.
troops in here without them all dying? Like, how are we going to get the dogs in without?
Well, again, it's defenses made by magic, so you know, to a degree, there is no real way to disable a magically re-enabling trap unless you.
Okay, so it is magic.
I mean, the wolves are
I know
being
it was made
controlled.
with magic, but I thought it would still have to be.
I mean, magic doesn't have to follow the rules of traps at all, right? Like, it can. This
Okay,
can trip
I didn't
this,
know
but,
that you
like,
could
yeah.
make magic stuff. I
Yeah.
thought.
I think we can pretty much safely assume the wolves, which are being controlled by the gentleman in the other tower, and he can see through their eyes and hear, but not talk because they're wolves, can see and hear that we know that they're traps, saw that I did the thing. So I think we can pretty safely assume that our mob of NPCs is going to be able to walk on the tiles that I walked on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
no problem.
how do we get stone over it then?
That's a good question.
I don't know. You could just go back and hold his hand through.
I've forgotten which tiles. I was
you,
watching your.
No,
your
you
feet.
didn't. No, you didn't, Bjorn Svensson. Fine,
James,
I'll go get him.
Okay.
All right, come here, Stone. Step here. Now there. Now one more.
Right.
Okay, to your left.
Uh,
One that makes the L. One that makes the
left?
L. Hold up the hands, big boy.
Is that port or starboard?
No effing idea. I'm not actually. I don't.
Port.
Yeah, sure. And Stone dies.
Actually, I think it's the other way. I think port is on the right and starboard.
Well, either way, you die. So roll up on your character. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
You're dead.
Well, how would
I walk behind you, patting you on the shoulder if you need to move to the left or the right. Just the shoulder I pat, and I point out the tiles to you that you need to step on and get you across, like a good friend.
Yeah. So I mean,
Bjorn.
enough trouble, James Stone. You make it through, unless you want to make trouble.
Oh yeah, I can go. I fail, can't I?
You
You
can go. I
can.
fail. Please don't go. I fail on a non-risk that involves giant axes coming down and murdering us.
I mean, you can get that sweet hero point.
I could get that straight, but no, I'm not going to.
All right then. So you make it through.
I murder Eric.
So this place is basically just laid out like almost like an underground cavern, kind of like how you guys were walking around in the prison area, right? Very similar sort of layout. It's basically just like functioning rectangles back to back. Ricardo's walking with you and he's like basically pointing us like down that hallway. There were people coming and going all the time. I assume that's where they eat and sleep. I'm not going to go in there. Pharesians stick out like sore thumb, yeah?
And if you do, be careful going into the bedchamber. There's a tripwire attached to a cannon.
Oh, that's devious. They would kill their own men a lot. Why would they put that then?
Because the captain is an asshole.
I mean, I could have told you that.
And that is the answer to your question.
So he like stops you. Was like, down there is where I saw the thingamajig.
Well, let's go, I suppose.
What, to the merry-go-round?
Where did you see the captain?
Next to the thingamajig. He was telling the man inside what he wanted to do. Is that how the magic happens?
Apparently, Bjorn would be able to answer the question better than I. He was inside of it for a while.
Yes, that's how the magic happens. You stand inside it, and you kind of become one with the island.
But like,
Oh, my island.
your face is in the sand?
Actually, it kind of feels like that in a way.
He like quizzically looks at you and sort of leans on his hip a little bit and is like, so what gender is the island?
I didn't
Did
actually.
you just assume that island's gender?
Well, no, I'm asking what the gender of the island is.
I didn't feel any gender.
I would have asked if it was me.
Well,
I don't know
If
you
we
asked.
take over this point of power, you can get a chance to ask it if you'd like, Ricardo.
I am very curious, actually, how that might work. So it's like, So what is the plan then? Are we going to go in there and throw these men into the fire?
If that is what it takes, then that is what it takes.
And what's then? We don't exactly have the technology to build a raft off this island.
We have a blacksmith, and once the captain stops freezing the trees, we'll have as much lumber as we require. It may take some time, but we can certainly build a vessel. We've got men to crew it. There are apparently islands nearby. And, you know, you want to stay here, you can stay here and run pirate base in the middle of the ocean, and we can use it as a base of operations and all get very rich.
But we have to unseat the captain first, yes?
I'm pretty sure he would not appreciate us taking over his island.
Oh, well, I mean, as you stated, the island belongs to no one, and soon it will belong to us.
Yes, that is very true. He, however, thinks it belongs to him. I intend to prove him wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing about ownership. It is only theirs until it is no longer theirs.
Aye. Well, let's go acquire an island.
All right, so what's the approach, gentlemen?
I don't like this, Captain. Words are stupid.
All right. Words are indeed stupid. Can agree.
I mean, so, okay. Yep, no, I don't like the captain. We are going to go in, and I'm going to just, sword drawn, pistol at the, no, you know what? Bjorn has all our pistols. I don't really need one. Sword drawn, armor a gleamin', go in and tell the captain his time is done, advanced upon him, and attempt the murdering with a sword.
All right, so here's what I'm going to say to all y'all. Bubbles is going to be a villainy 5 hero, I guess. I don't know how to do like allies or strong allies, you know, like
You can just roll him as a villain.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'll do. So he's gonna be rank 5, which is like the lowest one you can get. Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Is Ricardo going to be fighting as well?
Yes, and he will also be a
I mean, you've got Ricardo's character sheet.
I do, but that's a little different from how the allies work. And I kind of like the idea of just being allies being like a blob of like strength, you know?
Yeah, keep it simple. Oh, by the way, Stone, Bjorn, do you have any additions to this plan? Because me and Ricardo just kind of went off. If you've got something you would like to say, by all means.
I think the plan was to storm it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fun with storming the whatever.
So,
this cave is.
and just as a note, I think you tell us the scenario before we tell you our approach to the scenario.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are all going in guns cocked, ready to fuck, you know, because otherwise it would have been a dramatic sequence, you know. So basically, you all
You want to take our last break?
you want to have another break?
I mean, it's 11 o'clock, which means we're kind of at the. I mean, taking a break now would basically just bring us back to outros. So
I guess,
yeah.
yeah.
So like, all right. So you guys, and you know, we can kind of like start from here, you know, to a degree, next time, but if it takes too long. So, basically you guys walk in, the room is aglow an eerie glow. Like it's sort of like a whiter green than the previous one that you were at. The walls are all like lit up with runes and such. There's a man inside of it who is, I guess, at first glance, he is for the most part very overwhelmed. I would say, like, if there was a magical version of being ridden too hard, that's basically what's happening here. This man has potentially been inside of this thing for a long time. And the captain's just like, what do you mean you can't get more out of it? And the guy's just like, sir, the storm, I can't keep it up for much longer. And the captain just starts like basically just kicking things. Seaside Susie is leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, and Samosa is in there basically like, aggressively talking to the captain about to Ratbeard, saying that it's like, they're amassing a force out there right now. You need to bring down that blizzard on them, Captain. You need to bring it down on them hard, or else we're going to be dealing with men up our asses very, very soon. And, a chuckle comes from Seaside Sally, basically. She's like, what, you guys don't see the irony in this? Your own men being forced against you by, what, a fucking farmer? Jesus Christ. And Captain Ratbeard's just like, Susie, if I wanted your fucking opinion, I'd ask for it. Now shut your mouth, or I'll throw you out there to the wolves with the rest of them. And she just, raises her hands. Is like, okay, all right. And that's when you guys walk in with your little pack of entourage. There's probably maybe 5 other wayabouts in here just doing busy work. Taking weapons that are being printed en masse to a room, to an armory somewhere. Filling up cannonballs with, cannonballs are basically being printed. So,
just 3D printers. Just
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. So, no one's really noticed you come in yet. How would you like to proceed? But, if you go much further than this precipice, they'll naturally be aware of your presence to a degree, right? But you can strike up a conversation if you'd like.
So we heard that entire conversation, right?
Basically, yeah. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. So.
Susie is her name, right? Seaside Susie.
Seaside Susie. You'd be calling her Captain Susie if you, yeah.
I go ahead and step in, Stone. I keep wanting to call you Prylor, but that's not what. Bjorn, there we go. Sorry, my brain is fried. I step in. Well, you're not wrong, Samosa.
He turns around with a
pleasure to see you.
Turns around with a start. Seaside just sort of does a, like a little hand salute to you.
I think Stone will go in. We're already up your ass. Not realising the impact of what he just said.
I don't take kindly to men up my ass, but, it is the ocean. Captain, it would appear that we have our friends already here. And it seems like they've brought themselves some castaways along with it.
Is that captain's no friend of mine? Is about as loyal as a goldfish.
Yes, Stone, as loyal as a goldfish. Aptly put.
If there are fish made of gold, I have yet to see it.
The world is full of many things. Apparently, in the Green Isle, there are goldfish.
And
He's talking about a fucking pet, you imbeciles. What are you doing here? This isn't
We're
your
taking
island.
over our island.
Oh, I think not, boy.
We're here to
Captain
put an end to
Ratbeard
your-
will walk towards you.
We're here to put an end to your evil deeds.
You're a fucking pirate. Everything
I'm
we
a
do is
sailor.
an evil deed.
Thank you very much. I'm a sailor.
I have a contract that states otherwise, lad. You'll be
What
thrown all
you
into the
have
brig
is
with
a
anyone else in
year's
this room.
contract.
Your contract is null and void.
Also that, but
Wow, and big word there.
yeah, well done, Stone.
Someone probably said it to him when he went to go get paid once.
Oh no, sorry, Stone, can't pay you. Null and void. You see, null and void. Can't pay it. Can't do it. It can't be done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's like, well, I guess I'll just have to kill you then. Hmm?
Good luck. Piece of bird poo.
And he taps on he taps on the console next to him. He's like, tell the lads to come meet our new friends, would you? I can't. And he's like, well, look whose asses is about to have a whole bunch of men in it, huh?
Far fewer than you started with, you murderous
I-
bastard.
Can we just punch him in the face?
You can do whatever
I
you
mean,
like.
we're about to figure out what the situation is for the action sequence, and then you can do all the punching you want to do.
All right, so let's get some approaches happening. So, reinforcements are on the way. You know for a fact there are 22 in total brutes. On top of that, you have the injured Samosa, you have Seaside Susie, you have Ratbeard. On your side, you have the 5 power Bubbles, the 5 power Ricardo, and 8 wolves and
5 wolves,
8 brutes, 5 wolves, with the 3 of you. So, what do, fam-foo? There's also, reinforcements would be, I guess,
I would imagine that
17.
would be a fairly quick consequence.
yeah, so it would
But
be.
we
yeah.
would have the opportunity to try to interrupt the dude in the thing.
Well, no, I guess so. Yeah, I would guess so. So consequences, right? Reinforcements. Well, let's roll your thing, and then we can see the turn order and how that comes out, because that's going to be fairly close to the top.
I would say that feels like a 6 or a 7 type consequence.
I would say so as well. I'm going to say 6 for that. 6 for alerting. Reinforcements. I would say that if it goes off, then a 2 is the reinforcements showing up. There is, in terms of the things that you want to get, I would say that the Captain Ratbeard has the key to the actual cylinder. So that is a, what do they call it? It was
Magical thingamabobber.
no. It's called something. There's consequences and opportunities. There's an opportunity. So opportunity, which you can buy off after you've managed to get it away from the captain. The lever. I guess the key, and then another opportunity.
Where's the key?
I just said it's on the captain, and the other opportunity is to use the key to remove the man. And both of those will cost you a thing,
I raise.
a raise, yeah. And that's pretty much what's going on here. I'm also going to say that the consequences to getting to turn 1 would be environmental issues.
being that this man inside of the cylinder will cause you problems, given that you're in the room that can spawn things. So, let's get everyone's approaches. Let's start with Mr. Eugene. What is your approach?
Because I'm eating, I get to go first.
You're just top of my list right here, so.
Oh, sure. Okay. So, So it's come to swords, and I feel the time for talking, especially with this captain, or I should say, with this captain specifically. I have run out of patience with this man.
That's fair to say.
So I think it's fair to say that I have tried on multiple occasions to bring peace to this crew. So now it'd be the sword. Aware of how this particular magic works now, I would say that the biggest threat is not Ratbeard or Seaside or Samosa. It is the person inside that sphere. So I'm going to ready my sword, and I am going to attempt to stab that motherfucker inside the sphere.
Interesting. That I don't know how to add a difficulty to that, but I'm gonna say, let's say that you want to create an opportunity, right? Like,
well, I mean, the thing is, I'm essentially risking my sword to do this. So by stabbing in there, it's spinning fast, so it's it's going to disarm me.
Sure. I would also say that doing so would create, like, you risk using your sword, and doing that would be enough to, like, say, it's hard to say. It really is.
May I explain the narrative and see if you like it?
Sure.
So basically, I'm going to pull out the sword. I'm going to dash past Ratbeard.
So you don't need to tell me your... All right, here's the thing. You don't need to tell me specifically what you want to do, because you can use razors to do things that you want to do. You need to tell me, like...
what I want to accomplish.
Not so much what you want to accomplish, but, like, how you plan to act in this scene. Right?
Okay.
And the moment you go outside of that
I'm going
act...
to aggressively sword fight.
Okay. That's all you need to say, really, honestly.
Okay.
So you're going to be aggressive. So you can, like, for example, you can be aggressive and, like, do other things. As long as you stay aggressive, you can do... And as long as you continue to use your weapon, you'll be fine. So, yeah.
All right. So I would like to use a hero point.
Okay.
To add a D10 to my roll.
Sure. Keep in mind that if you use a hero point on someone else's roll, they get 3 D10.
Yes, but we can do both.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to use the hero point on my roll. If either of you has spare hero points, maybe cheer up the old man. Okay, neither one of you want to give me 3 dice. That's cool. I get it.
If I give you one.
How many hero points do you have?
1.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I'll give you 2. Yeah, I'll give you 3.
Okay, so...
Oh, shit. I've just gone down to 0.
Oh, no.
No, I had 1. I had 2, so I haven't...
Yeah, you did have 2.
I just double-clicked.
All right, so I'm going to roll my weaponry, then I'm going to roll an extra die 10, and then you can roll your plus 3.
But before you spend your 1 dice, why don't you, like, on yourself, why don't you wait to hear what other people say so that you can go, actually, I'm going to use that one?
Because I have to declare the hero point before the risk.
You do, yes. So, what are you doing?
I mean, I can hear your approach before I roll, I guess, but...
Or you say...
I was just trying to keep it simple.
Let's just keep it simple. Your approach can be individual. You can do whatever you like. So, let me get this straight. Eugene is spending 3... Wait, hang on. hold up. What are you doing exactly?
Okay.
Let me catch up.
I am using
Aggressively
brawn,
sword fighting. Yep. You're using
Yep.
weaponry brawn. Okay.
and I'm using a hero point,
Yes.
one of my hero points, to add a D10 to my roll.
Okay. Yep. You've done that.
And then James is going to use one of his hero points to support me in my sword fighting.
Okay.
So he's going to add 3 die roll to my roll.
So do you see the +3 at the top of your sheet?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Just click that.
Oh,
Okay, sure. That's your bonus die. Now click. Do you see the die 3 at the top there, Eugene? +3.
oh, you want me to roll it? Okay.
Yeah, you just click it. All right. And now what else is happening?
Okay. Nothing. That's it.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, let's work out how many 10s you have. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that re-rolls a 4 on yours. So that gets rid of that. And then you have 9 and I guess 5.
Yep.
Makes 10, so that's 5. And then you have 9 and 5. That makes...
no, we already used the 5.
No, there's another 5 on the bottom.
Oh.
You got your +3
Oh,
dice,
yeah,
right?
I got you.
So
Yeah,
9 and 5
4,
makes
then 9 and
6.
5.
And then you've got 9. You got 8 and 4 makes 7. And then you've got 9 and 9 makes 8. And
Yeah.
then you have a 9 left over, right?
Yep.
So
8
maybe-
with a 9 left over.
Okay. So 8. All right. Prior law, what's your approach?
I literally do not think I have ever rolled that good in a die party game in my life. Ever.
So, if I say I want to order the troops around, could that be a thing I do?
Using
And
what?
like, could I? Well, I got the warfare thing that I could use. Would that help with ordering troops around?
Let me take a quick squiz as to what actually warfare does.
And
It's
then,
tactics.
I understand that, but I want to make sure I understand.
but
what
like,
it
if that's
does.
my approach, then I can only. It seems like I can only do that once unless I keep on rolling and don't get the bonus die. But if I were to say, could I be like, I use aim to tell these guys to shoot at that?
So here's what I would say. Right, you can use weaponry, whatever, to make as many dice as you want, and then if you want to direct your troops, you just spend 2 raises to do it outside of your thing. Because it's going to be more cost effective than say you using warfare and then trying to hit a person 2 times in your raise pool, which is going to cost you 4 dice instead of 2. Right, so anytime you want to direct your troops, keep in mind that they are only going to go at the end of the turn. And villains always go first, so the villains' troops will go before yours, right? Like that's how it will work. So,
Yeah, and in that case, I'll just say that I go in there aggressively and want to kill everything.
Okay, aggressive with what? Weapons?
I'd say. How many pistols do I have on me?
4. And then you reloaded the 3, so I guess 7.
I'll go with the shooting people. It's time to use the guns.
Okay. What does it actually do? What does shooting a person do? I'm pretty sure it just gives them dramatic. Just puts them up, right?
Yeah.
God. God. Where is the fucking... God. I don't know. I'm trying to find this fucking page on guns, and it's giving me the shits, and I can't find it.
I'll look for it for you.
I can't find it. Yeah.
Pardon me.
Oh God, I really wish that they would just lay it out a little easier, right? Because I want to work out what. Okay, wounds and dramatic wounds. Here we go. Dramatic wounds. Okay, firearms. Here we go. Jesus, what a weird place to put it. It's under wounds and dramatic wounds, and it's in firearms, right? So anyone shot with a firearm by a hero villain takes 1 dramatic wound in addition to all other normal effects of the attack. If you shoot another character with a firearm using 2 raises, that character takes 2 wounds and 1 dramatic wound, right? So that's what it does. So you can spend your 4 raises to do damage on a dude, and then he'll take 1 dramatic wound on top of that. Yeah, killing a person is 4 wounds, and they go into 4 dramatic wounds, and they become helpless, right? And then you can murder them. Dramatic wounds. A hero with 4 dramatic wounds is wounded, is helpless, right? So, helpless is prone and cannot get to his feet. Helpless character can still roll die for risk, but must spend hero points to take an action. If hero wants to take more than 1 action, he must spend multiple hero points. So basically, that's how you kill villains, essentially. So, each villain, like a hero, has 4 dramatic wounds. So 1 gun pistol shot will cause 1 dramatic wound. So if you wanted to, say, kill someone, you need to shoot them 4 times. Or I guess 5 times, technically. To keep that in mind.
He's got 7 pistols, right?
Yes, he does. But there's also 3 villains in this room. And each of them take 5 shots to kill. So, but you can also wound them naturally and then shoot them. So, but you'll be rolling finesse weaponry if you wanted to do that.
So, and don't underestimate using 2 raises, which gives you the dramatic wound plus 2 wounds, making it easier for the rest of us using conventional weapons to give them dramatic wounds as well. Yeah, but
if he gives him a wound and it's the first wound it takes, it'll take you guys, for example, like Samosa, it'll take you 20 damage to do the second wound on him.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, if he uses 2 raises from 1 pistol shot, it's still 1 pistol shot, but it would add 2 wounds and the dramatic wound. So it's like, if we're still going to be wounding him normally.
Yep.
So getting extra out of that, if you don't have anything else to do with your raises, isn't going to hurt anything.
So how are you rolling? What's your approach there, Prolo? Finesse or brawn? Because it sounds like you're attacking.
Brawn.
All right. So if you wanted to use a pistol, it'd be outside of your approach, but it won't be so hard. Go ahead and roll it for us. You've already used bronze, so you don't get the bonus dice, but you do get the reroll, right? So.
Yeah. So brawn, and then under.
Weaponry, right?
Aim or weaponry. Okay.
There's no. Oh, there is. Are you using pistols? Is that what you're doing?
That was kind of the plan, but it just seems like if I'm stuck with just using pistols.
I mean,
you have 7 of them, so.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to use brawn, if you rolled weaponry brawn, you have the option to use a sword, and then it would cost you 2 raises to shoot a gun. That's all.
And a 3rd raise if you wanted to do the extra wounds.
Yeah. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll do.
Keep in mind when you're out of raises, you can re-roll again, guys. So it's not.
Yeah. When all the raises are gone from an action sequence, we roll again.
Yeah.
So if you want to just start with an opening salvo from the door, where you're just like shoot.
I think I'd be so pissed at that Ratbeard is that's what I'd do is just gun for him.
All right, so that'll be finesse aim then.
Finesse aim, okay. And I get an extra die.
Yep.
And a
reroll,
right?
Because you've got 3 in aim. Yep.
Go ahead.
So can I spend my hero point to get a 10?
No, you'd get an extra dice.
You roll an extra dice.
All right,
so I've been trying all episode to get an extra dice from Flair. You won't give it to me. You won't give it to me, Hanley. I want that flare dice.
Flare? What are you talking
Flare. It's under flare.
Nah, makes a risk they're encouraged to vary their tactics. I mean, you've been rolling like charisma as a beating horse.
Keep reading. After that portion, it's if a player gives a description of their action, makes a clever quip before they roll, interacts with the scenery around them, or otherwise add to the scene in a fun way, they gain a bonus die.
Okay, well, I'm aware of that now, so I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so let's take a look here. So you're re-rolling the 4 into the 8. So 1, 2. I'm seeing 2.
That should be 3, shouldn't it?
3.
No, you re-roll the 4 into the 8, right? 9 and 6 makes 1. 8 and 8 make 2.
And 6 and 7 make 3.
Okay, I'll take 3.
And then I can use my hero point to roll another d10, right?
No, you have to announce that before you do it.
He did announce
I
it
thought I did.
before it, didn't he? He
Did
say he
you?
couldn't spend
Did
it.
you? Did you actually
He did.
say? Okay, well, fine. You
Yeah.
can use it now. Just roll a d10. Okay, so you get 4. So you're aiming and shooting. Shooting gun. Okay, James.
I want to get that key off of Captain Ratbeard. I'm going for him.
Okay. What is your
My-
approach, though? Are you
my
being...
Well, I'm just going to be really aggressive and just. I don't know where it is on his body. I think you said it was on a necklace or something, or was it in his pocket? Or
It's on
okay,
him.
well, I'm going for it. It's gonna. He's either coming to the. He's either going to be forcefully pulled towards the key, the locking mechanism,
Mhm.
or I'm taking it off him, regardless of what happens.
Okay, so you're going to...
And then my intent, So my intention is to basically. The aim is to get the person inside that column.
Okay,
out.
so yeah, I get that. So when I say what is your approach, I don't need to know how you want to do things. What I need to know is like I'm going to go into the room and I'm going to be aggressive to get what I want. Like that's what I need
Well,
to.
I'm going to be fucking aggressive. I'm going to be using my hands, fists, punching,
Okay,
swinging
sweet.
my arms around it.
Aggressive. So because remember you can use your razors to accomplish whatever you like, right? So I don't need to know what you plan on spending your razors on. What I do need to know is like, for example, if you wanted to be aggressive, that means all of your razors that you spend, you need to have aggressive narration for them. If all of a sudden you want to, pull the guy out of this chamber, right? But you don't do it aggressively, it's going to cost you an extra raise to do it, right? That's sort of how that sort of flow needs to happen. So I don't need to know too much about like your aggressive manhandling. That's what I'm writing here for your intent, yeah?
He's going to jostle some jimmies.
All right, so what do you tend to roll here? So I'm thinking brawn plus maybe brawl, but you've already rolled that. Did you want to try and roll something else?
No, because there's no point because it's the highest roll I get anyway. So even if I don't get an extra dice, it's still going to be the same. It's going to be the highest roll I roll.
Okay, so go
So
ahead
no,
and
I'm not
put the
gonna try and
re-roll
fit
in there. Now, did you want to spend a d10?
No,
Not spend a d10, spend a hero point, I mean.
no.
Okay, go ahead and put that re-roll in and roll for me, please.
I was hoping that Eugene would have thrown me one. But okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and encourage you with my last hero point.
Okay, so click re-roll, and then after that, we can just click +3 at the top.
Do I kick the +3 first or afterwards?
Afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. I see a lot of 2s there, buddy.
It's not great.
Well, someone's got roll bad, haven't they?
So 5 and 5 makes 10. 4, 4, and 2 make 10.
We're making 15s, remember, for this one. 15s.
Is that because you're Indomitable Will?
No, it's because my brawn is at 4. Brawn is at 4.
Oh, right, okay. All right, then. So 5, 5, 3, and 2 make 15. So that's 2. 4 and 2 make 15, so that's another. Oh no, you've already used the 2. Oh no, there's another 2 here. I guess 6, 3 and 8 make 10. Plus 6 is, well, that'd be 17 then, I guess. Yeah, so you get 6. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, don't just make me the only one that counts it. So,
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm just, yeah, it's just numbers of, yeah.
so 6. Okay, fine. All right then. Well, we've got a bit of time left. How do you boys do you want to start this next session off with the fight, or do you want to get halfway through it now?
Honestly, unless everybody feels differently, if we could pick it up next week, I'd be okay with that.
Sure.
Be a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I
So,
agree.
Everyone squares off at each other. Prylor, so Bjorn pulls out 2 pistols. I guess Samuel Stone starts sprinting in like claws up sort of thing, and we got Eric, son of Eric, flourishing a sword while the light gleams off of his armor, I guess, for the most part. And yeah, I guess next session I'll roll all the rest of the enemies. We can do it now, I guess.
See what the turn order will be.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. So this will be for Bubbles.
Bubbles del Fuego.
Whoa.
Oh,
Okay. So that's 1.
one.
One.
So he gets 1.
I mean, one arm, one leg, one raise.
It would be kind of nice if it gave you like the total of all the stuff you rolled. That'd be nice, but
He doesn't get like a bonus because of his awesome sword arm.
No. He's able to fight because of his awesome sword arm. Let's...
I'm trying to work.
So
I don't know,
1
some
of
help to
1.
Bubbles.
All right. So this will be for Ricardo. That's not much better. So 1
of 1.
1 of 1. I mean, that is how the dice fall sometimes. Samosa. Oh wait, no, I'm rolling d5s there. What the fuck? I'm an idiot. Sorry.
That's...
Wow,
Then
that
you roll
explains a
really
lot.
well.
Yeah. That's for Bubbles. So that's 1,
2.
2. Yeah, it's not much different. So
Hey, 2's better than 1.
yes, it is. Okay, and Ricardo. Can't believe I did that.
Actually, do you know the total gives you how many what it is, because it's 10.
Yeah, you can just say...
And if you don't
two.
if you don't get certain things, it's not going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right,
it's kind
that's-
of a little easier to do it this way, but like at the same time, you don't get to see how many dice you get left over, right? So, but if it's a round number,
True.
you can kind of like guess.
Well,
Um,
and that's not 100% true, because you could get like a 9 and a 6, which makes, a 15,
Mm-hmm.
which would inflate the number, but that's still only one group of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it still gives you it gives you a rough idea of what you got already. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got what you mean.
All right, Samosa now. Yeah, we'll roll Susie. All right, so 1, 2. Yeah. So yeah. So
I mean, so for comparison for everybody out there, these guys are weak villains according to the book and what they're rolled. They could be stronger than this, but the definition of a weak villain while he's rolling is a middle management gangster or a toady guard captain.
Yep.
So that's the strength level of a weak villain.
so I guess 4 on that one. Yeah.
A strong villain, which is what he just rolled, is a feared mercenary captain or renowned assassin.
And 4 in there as well. Man, the last time I fought you guys, he was rolling like 6s and shit, so... Yeah, I mean, that works, right? If you just take the total roll and stuff. Yeah. I see how that's a problem. All right, so the order will go Eugene, James, Samosa, Ratbeard, Prylor, Susie, Bubbles, Ricardo. Yeah? Because villains always go first before PCs. And yeah, I guess that's where we're going to leave it, because it's going to take a very long time. Oh, not that long. We could probably nut through this real quick, but it'll also give an idea. Like, so next week we might have another player with us. AP Gaming Reel is joining the fray, and he will be coming in with a new character. We'll introduce him next week, and we'll conclude this fight. There'll be a lot of hand waving, and then you guys will either be kicked off the island, killed, or, you know, you will have a floating fortress, basically. So yeah, let's do some shout outs and wrap this bitch up. Eugene, where can people find your booty hole?
You can find my booty hole at twitch.tv/Ujune or chatterbait.com/Ujune.
I don't know what
Don't go
Chatterbait
there.
is, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a porn cam website.
Oh, well then I will go there. Thank you very much.
You just won't find me there. You might find my booty hole, but I won't claim it.
Ew.
Anyway, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Sweet.
Thanks for watching.
Prylorian, the DeLorean of the internet. What up, sir?
I'm Prylor. You can find me here on Twitch as Prylor and on Twitter at Prylor_TV. I play lots of first-person shooters. Right now, I've been playing some Vermintide and some Paladins, but I range a lot of different games. So you should come check me out. Give me a follow. If you love me a lot, subscribe to me, and make sure you follow my Twitter to keep up to date with when I go live.
Nice. And last but not least, we have the man who puts the glue in this party and holds us together like a firm stone. James Corp. What up, sir? Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me at James Corp. Yeah, just James Corp at twitch.tv. I do RPGs, and that's really about it at the moment because most of this week I've been in London.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to comment on this because I'm surprised no one noticed it outside of me. But you got a little thing there on your face there, James. Little tiny light.
Face.
Yeah, you got some of this weird stuff around your mouth there. Like,
Yeah,
what is that?
yeah, I've been growing it,
Yeah,
and I've been
doing it for
like
a few
taking
weeks,
it
right?
back every few. I take it back so that it's try and get it all the same length because all of it's all at different lengths. It's really weird.
Yeah. The best advice I can give for growing a beard is just spend 2 months of going hobo, and then you can grow a beard like no one's business. That's the rules. That's generally the rule. Or either that or rub shit on your face. One of the two.
Your beard just needs to know that it can be a beard, and once it learns that, it doesn't want to be anything else.
Yeah, I grew handlebars once. Big mistake because that's where all my hair grows now. So, like, look at this. Like, I got some fucking shit right here. That's kind of patchy up here. Yeah. So that's just how it rolls sometimes. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's episode of Die Party Dead Man's Crest. As mentioned before, we're still getting the hang of this, but I like the flow. I think it works well. I tell you what, it's a little jarring for a GM to be like, yeah, you guys come up against some bad guys. And he's like, I spent all my raises and killed them all in one turn. It's like, fuck.
Well,
You know?
don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the trade-off to that is what you've just found out. Like, villains.
Small
Like,
villains.
Yeah,
I think-
like having weak villains leading groups of brutes is, I think, how this is supposed to go down.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's supposed to go down that the players really succeed most of the time. Do you know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? They're heroes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's hard to. The difference is that it's hard to put consequences in front of people unless there's like a threat or something like that that stops them from doing things. But you know, I think the threat is supposed to mostly come from like combat is supposed to be a mix of environmental stuff and not just like, all right, you kill the villains, but like, what if I made it so that the world, the walls will start exploding and stuff like that? You know, what if I start making the boat's on fire now, and you got to also fight dudes while spinning your razors to not get burned and stuff like that? Because part of the stuff they say in here is like, yeah, it's an ongoing thing, and you're going to take 3 damage a turn unless you spin razors to not take damage, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that I can add in there as well if I really wanted to. But I wanted to, you know, sort of set
We're
ourselves.
still testing the waters.
Well, it's not so much that I gotta finish off this little arc that Wreckage put us on, right?
Yeah.
So you know, for the most part, once we get past here, I can start experimenting with like bombastic events and shit like that. So, you know, should be interesting. Today, we're gonna be continuing our I was gonna say Yujunza story, but it's Yakuza story. So make sure you come back for that during the daily stream. But until then, have a good night. We'll see you next week, and I love you.
Boy.
Bye-bye.